Welcome to another episode of the RDR podcast where we talk about all the nerdy shit you love or hate. We're your host. I'm Quentin.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Malik.
Today we'll be talking about a few topics. Starting off, we got the One Piece anime is finally returning after 4-month hiatus.
Six.
It's been 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Okay. Well, 6-month hiatus. Finally back. We'll discuss that. Tim finally finished the Bleach 1,000-year Blood War.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about that. We'll watch the new Karate Kid trailer and give our thoughts on that. We'll also be discussing, will the Switch 2 be successful? I know that, a lot of stuff has come out about that recently, and I think we all have some thoughts on that. The Avengers Doomsday cast was released, and we will give our thoughts on that. We'll also be discussing Ronaldo as a guest character in the Fatal Fury game. And then we're going to get in the world of fantasy, wrestling, and talk about our fantasy trade between AEW and WWE.
And then the top video game-based movies.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that. We will be doing the top video game-based movies. So we will, let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, One Piece finally returning.
Yes.
I am excited. My favorite anime is finally back.
Yeah, you should be. It's gonna be a good second half of Egghead.
Yeah.
You should be getting. We'll be getting the backstory for Kuma. They're gonna talk about Kuma's backstory. You're gonna get the names of the elders finally. They're gonna be coming.
I already know Kuma's backstory is sad because everybody's backstory is sad except for Luffy.
Yeah, this one really hit me though. I was like, damn. But
it really, out of all the other, it really hit you.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
Sanji's hit me, and I don't even like Sanji.
You
as
ain't
a
like
character.
Sanji,
but his backstory, I'm like, man,
he had
Which
the
part?
worst one with Sanji's.
Yeah,
they were
his whole life.
I'm just like, because most people talk about when you're first introduced to him, that backstory.
No, I'm talking about like his childhood.
But yeah, that's why I said which one, because then most people talk about the shipwreck and all of that.
No, I'm talking about his childhood, man. Screw Judge.
Yeah,
his childhood was rough.
Yeah,
and then his little rowdy rough boy brothers.
Yeah,
some folks.
Rowdy rough boys.
Yeah.
No, his was at the top until I read Kuma's like a little over a year ago, and I was like, this is bullshit.
Damn.
I was like, this is bullshit, and just but yeah, the one thing about Egghead though, like, because it came right after Wano. So of course, when you have a good arc like that, usually the next arc usually doesn't live up to like that standard. I really enjoyed Egghead overall as an arc. It was really good. Very dialogue heavy, but it was really good dialogue.
Yeah.
Well, I've always felt the dialogue parts of One Piece outshined its action parts.
Oh, of course,
anyway,
without a doubt. Yeah.
So it being dialogue heavy wouldn't bother me. I actually decided I got to get back into it. I'll probably start getting back into One Piece this weekend.
I really gotta dive into the manga because even y'all know I've read Solo Leveling since it came out and how much I've loved that. Like, in the show, it's great. Love the show, but it leaves so much out of the manhwa or however you say it, and that I'm like, maybe I need to do the same thing. I don't know if One Piece is the same. Does it leave a lot of stuff out, or is it pretty much on par with it?
It pretty much, for the most part, on par. Like I said, they're in LBAP obviously right now. But it's kind of boring, honestly, to me. But when
you didn't want them to go to LBAP.
I did not want to go to because they're going to drag it out. Right. But it's not bad. But it's a typical arc. Starts off slow, start getting to know the characters and stuff. But it's been okay. But
I'm sure Luffy will eventually get knocked out and then come back stronger.
Clearly, it hasn't happened yet. But no, so far it's been okay. It's been not too bad. So, but still, whenever it's going to happen, I don't know. It's probably going to be maybe next fall. Maybe I think they're going to get there. Maybe how the arcs for on One Piece go, unfortunately, but they do get dragged out. But I don't want to give too much away about Egghead, but like I said, I just really enjoyed the second half, and like just get ready for that backstory because you're gonna be like, this is ass, man. Like I just, you know,
I thought you read the manga of One Piece.
No, I didn't.
I
need to. I was when some first tried to get me into it, I was already reading like Solo Leveling and like God of High School. What else was I reading? Gleipnir, and there was another one I was reading. I'm forgetting. I don't know. I was reading so much, so I never got around to reading the One Piece one. I was just like anime only, so
right.
I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah, I want to start getting some actual manga, like graphic novels,
collecting.
Yeah, like start collecting them.
Yeah.
There's that one spot. What is that? Bellevue.
Yes.
That we went to. That has a manga shop, and their collection wasn't bad. It wasn't, but it was mostly, you know.
Is that called like the pop-up shop for you or something like that? Or
no,
surprise
it's secret manga.
Secret. There you go. I knew it was something like
secret manga.
Secret manga. Yeah.
And
check that out.
It was okay.
Yeah, we went there because it's right down the street from one of our favorite retro game stores. So we went. We just found out it was right down the street. So we was like, oh, let's check it out real quick. They got a pretty good collection. You know, nothing huge, just, you know, a really small store, but
right.
I do want to start collecting those things.
I'm gonna have to check it out when the next time Jazz makes me drive over there to go to Popeyes.
Yeah, like as far as One Piece, I wouldn't even get the manga until it's actually finished, and Lord knows when that will be. But
I don't know if I would collect the One Piece manga. I kind of want Solo Leveling. I don't know if they'll have that.
I get those from Barnes and Noble.
They have them,
or
at
you
Barnes
can order
and
them on Amazon. Yeah.
Well, will probably tend to do that. I try, like those real small niche type stores. I do want to support because you know.
I just always find them in Barnes and Noble, so I just grab them when I see them. So.
But I do, but I know you and Jazz are really gonna be happy because I know, like when it took the break. I know y'all was like, you know, because who would ever thought One Piece would have took a break?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Mangas took a couple breaks, but like the anime, you're like, no, but it was getting so close to it, you know what I mean? I guess they had to take a break. So
yeah. I mean, it was, we've been so focused on Solo Leveling the last few weeks that it's nice to have a bunch of new, One Piece back. I don't know if you guys have checked out Fire Force.
Fire Force is back.
Yeah, Fire Force is back.
I'm behind on Fire Force, I believe, but
Windbreakers is back.
I never saw Windbreakers.
That's the one I was telling y'all about. It's like Tokyo Revengers. It's like the Tokyo Revengers that everybody wanted. Where it's just straight hands. It's not more about the story like Tokyo Revengers is.
So I did start Solo Leveling a couple days ago. I'm on like episode 5. It's not bad. I get the video game feel type thing going on.
Yeah,
like, it's not bad. I have no complaints.
You haven't got to see what his real power is.
Yeah, it's still
things
early,
haven't popped off for him just yet.
But so far though, it's been not bad.
Yeah,
like I'm in 2 weeks. I'll be all caught up and we'll really dig into it more. But no, it's been okay so far. And I got no complaints. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of starting to want to start turning towards dub because I'm just tired of reading at this point. Like I've always been like, pro sub, but I'm 40 and I just
do what makes you happy.
As a person that's watching in both, the dub isn't bad. The voice actor for Jin Woo, he does an excellent job.
Okay.
Yeah. You can watch it in dub. I mean, up to a certain point because me and Jazz rewatched the entire show last week.
In dub?
Yeah.
In dub.
But I mean, the last few episodes we watching sub, of course. But we watching in sub. But when we went back and rewatched it last week, we was like, man, we was home. We was like, let's just binge watch Solo from the beginning. We watched it in dub just because it started off that way, and I was like, let me hear his voice. So
yeah, so far, like I said, it was not bad from what I've watched so far. Like I like the little ranking system. I kind of have a favorite, but I don't want to say it because every time I like a character in the show, they die. So.
Well, now I want to know who your favorite is.
No, I'm not saying. No,
I want to know too.
Who your favorite,
but
it doesn't change who your favorite is, whether or not they die.
The only reason I like the person's, I just like the name because it's my favorite Tekken character's name. So I was just like,
who?
Beck.
Who?
Beck, but B-A-E-K. Yeah, he's the red hair. He's the S rank.
Okay, mess.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, Beck, because Beck's my favorite character in Tekken. So I was like, I like the name. He's my favorite right now. But usually every time I like a character that's good. I don't know what if you're good or bad. I don't know yet. But every time I like that type of character, they usually die. So I usually attend to the bad guy because I know they're already going to die.
Yeah,
so.
Master Yoon.
Yeah.
Yoon-ho.
Yeah. So but I haven't seen nobody else yet. Obviously, you know, we got Jin Woo and then his sister Jenna. It's a weird way to spell it, by the way. But yeah, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool so far. I like it so far. But you know, but in 2 weeks, like I said, I'll be all caught up and we'll really dive into that.
Yeah, when we talk about it in 2 weeks, I'll let y'all know like some of the stuff that they completely just took out, some of the parts that they didn't do for one reason or another. Right. I'll let y'all, you know, we'll dive deeper into it. But back to One Piece. I'm glad it's back. I know a lot of people are like they're like freaking out because he's like, oh, it's entering its final arc or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we don't know how long that'll be. Look how long Wano was, you know what I mean? So, but I'm excited to see the way the story wraps up. Excited to learn more. The one thing I learned about One Piece and Oda is he doesn't forget anything.
No,
so it's like stuff that you learn about in the beginning, and you be like, well, I wonder where that was leading to. It'll come back way later. So I'm interested to see how everything wraps up. We still got to learn about, you know, all the weapons, the what are they called? Like Pluto and all that.
Uranus.
Yeah, what are they called? What do they call
Ancient weapons?
Ancient weapons. There you go. I couldn't get ancient out. You know, interested to see how that plays a role and, you know, learn what really happened in that room with the elders.
That gets brought up too.
Okay.
That gets discussed. You'll find out and all that stuff. All that stuff gets discussed. So
I think who was it? Was it Marco that was in the room?
Sabo.
Yeah, Sabo was in the room with them. So
yeah, Sabo was in there. Somebody else was in there, but you'll find out. But Sabo was the main one, obviously, in there with the elders.
So interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, well, like I said, it wasn't like from fighting wise, it wasn't like super great, but just but the One Piece doesn't have great fights, but just the dialogue was just excellent. It's
about the story.
Yeah, it's always about the story.
Yeah, I think this arc was might have been better dialogue than Skypiea, because remember when Skypiea, like, well, obviously we didn't watch it when Skypiea when it was first being aired, but when we got to Skypiea, I was kind of like, this arc is stupid, but then I was like, wow, I missed out on so much stuff in Skypiea because I hated the arc so much and I hated Enel and I just hated the whole thing.
But Enel's Devil Fruit was so dope.
It was.
Worst villain
one person.
ever.
Yeah.
He is the worst villain ever. He couldn't even kill a minor character.
But his Devil Fruit was dope, though.
Yes, it was.
That's what I'm saying. He just fought the one person that was the opposite of him.
That's what makes it even worse. You have a great power and you couldn't even kill a minor character.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's terrible. He's not a good villain. He's not.
I never said he was. I just said Devil Fruit was dope.
He's not a good villain. He's a terrible villain.
All that dialogue there, it was like no one really paid attention to it because everyone was so irritated, like with the whole island, the arc and stuff, and then how it was. I think Sky Island was where they was the poneglyph for Poseidon, I believe it was, which is obviously underwater, So, but yeah, like I really enjoyed the dialogue on Egghead. I really did.
Yeah. So
and so far, what you've seen already was dope. Remember how the Blackbeard fight, Blackbeard fight, and Law, and then obviously you hate Kid, but he got destroyed.
Kid is trash. Kid's trash, just like his Devil Fruit, just trash.
No, I like the Devil Fruit, but he's trash.
He's trash. Devil Fruit is trash. He throws around trash. Oh. That's it. He just throws trash.
But yeah, it starts up with this Saturday, I believe, right?
Yeah, I believe
it's Saturday. Yeah. But it's gonna be good though, man. Actually, it's probably tonight. It'll be just because Japan's 12 hours ahead of us. So
yeah,
so it's probably gonna be either tonight over there or whatever how they do it over there.
Well, I'll be watching. That's for sure. Yeah. So, anything else?
Anything else on that, man?
No, I'm behind on One Piece. So
Act 1, right? Of Wano.
I don't know any act numbers, so I can't.
There's 3 acts to Wano, so
I can't. Last thing I remember distinctly is Luffy had already got beaten by Kaido once. Kaido was drunk.
He's in jail.
So he's in jail.
That's Act 2.
Yeah.
That's Act 2.
So I do know he was in jail. He met up with Kid.
Yes.
But that's the last thing.
Yeah, that's Act 2, and then when they get out of jail, Act 3 is obviously the raid of wherever you say Ongi. I can't say the damn word, but only his castle where he's at. Yeah, the raid.
Onimusha,
Onishima or Onishima or something like that.
Forgot the name. Yeah, you know how I am with anime. I watch so much, I be forgetting names and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but that's it for the One Piece stuff. I'm looking forward to it.
So, I read all of Bleach, finally watched 1,000-Year Blood War.
Loved it.
Finally.
Yeah,
now we can finally talk about it.
I know
Malik doesn't watch Bleach.
Actually, I decided I'm gonna start it over. I'm gonna watch it again.
Just skip the Fullbring arc.
He quit. He stopped watching like right at the good part when they're saving Rukia in second season.
Oh yeah,
he didn't even see a Bankai.
I have not seen a Bankai.
Like he stopped like episode like 30s, late 30s.
So you ain't even get to see Scatter.
No, he didn't see anything.
Yeah, you gotta.
The last thing I remember is he was being trained by the guy in like the bucket hat.
Urahara
Jazz calls him Mr. Hat and Clogs. She knows his name.
Urahara Kisuke.
Doesn't care. He's Mr. Hat and Clogs.
I like Urahara though.
Yeah,
that's all. That's the last thing I remember.
So you ain't meet Yoruichi or nothing.
No. He didn't get the Kenpachi fight.
One of the baddest anime characters.
He didn't get the Kenpachi fight. He didn't get the end. That's what I'm saying.
Kenpachi's that dude.
Yeah, like he didn't. I'm like, you quit at the worst part. If he would have quit after the whole thing, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like after that second season, I'm like, all right, whatever. But if you are going to rewatch it, just make sure you do the filler skip. Like Google the filler skip. Because you don't need to watch all them fillers.
You don't.
Okay.
It's awful.
I will say this though. I think Aizen is one of the dopest villains to me.
I agree.
I think Aizen was so dope. Like, you know. I've seen people complain that there wasn't a big enough payoff against him, but I'm like,
I agree.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It was underwhelming final fight for sure between those two back then.
I'll tell you this: 1,000-Year Blood War. Was, again, I'm terrible with names. The dude that the sniper,
the black dude,
yeah,
he was
that powers OP as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was like, and then he pulled up on him, and then I'm like, oh, and he could fight hand to hand. I'm like, that's not fair.
I really enjoyed it. I was late as hell, and it's supposed to be my favorite anime. Some fan I am.
Yeah, some fan.
Yeah, right.
Are.
But no, I really enjoyed it.
Favorite anime.
I know it's terrible.
For new Hajime Ippo season came out. I'm watching it day one.
I'm pretty sure I am too.
Yeah,
What do
right?
you mean? Like,
that anime is by far my favorite. I love that anime.
The Bankais, these new Bankais were pretty dope. A lot of them. Watch Mojo just did like I guess they did like a top 20 Bankai list. It was terrible. Like some of they had Ikaku in there. Like,
no,
I like his Bankai, but it was it was like number 7. I was like, what?
Hey,
I was like, all right, whatever.
I seen people making fun of like Renji. They was like, Renji will always pull up and show off the drip before he get his ass whooped.
Yeah, his second level to his Bankai was dope though.
Yeah, but like Renji pulled up, I was like, man, why they trying to show Renji off like he hard? And then Renji was like that dude for a second.
Yeah,
and then it was like, well, he lost again.
Yeah, lost again. Yeah. I can't say his name, but the Quincy leader.
Yuha.
When he fought the one dude with the Akuma beads.
The painter dude?
Yeah.
Man, that fight was dope.
Yeah, that Bankai
was
wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That Bankai was crazy. I was like, that's why I was like, there's no way he could win. And then when he came back, I was like, damn. I was like, Yuha really liked that. Like,
yeah. He's a really cool villain. I really like him a lot. I think he's actually like him better than Aizen.
I think he's done more. Yeah. So I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. But
I like Aizen though, but I was like,
the eye thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's messing me up. Like, I'll be like, don't show that.
Reminds me like, dude, Chia's a little bit.
Yeah, but it's thing, like, but it's so many.
Yeah, so many of it.
Yeah.
Kenpachi's always still my favorite on Bleach, no matter what. But I've always been a fan of Mayuri. But that's one person I would not want to be side by side with.
No.
Because he will sacrifice you for anything.
You cannot trust him.
No, you can't. He's a great captain, but like he's a cool character, but I could never be on his squad because he will sacrifice you for science or anything for the win a battle.
Yeah.
Great character, but dirty. Like he's dirty, man. I'm like, obviously when I watched the fight with him and Kenpachi, he knew he was gonna run in there and Kenpachi's gonna run in there and pretty much get himself screwed over.
Yeah, and he let him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm like, you're dirty, man.
Yeah.
You're dirty.
His new Bankai is kind of dope, though.
Yeah, that's another thing. I won't be nowhere near his Bankai either.
No.
Yeah,
but
I like the Bankai, but I won't be nowhere near that.
Nah, he definitely cannot be trusted.
No.
Who else is man, it's funny because I remember when it was like airing live, we was talking about it, and I was like, I want Uehara Ukiora.
Uklihara? You been talking about the Espada?
No, I'm sorry, not the other Quincy, Ichigo's friend.
Ishida.
Yeah, what's Ishida?
Uru Ishida.
Yeah, Ururu.
Yeah.
I was like, I want him on a t-shirt. I want him on a t-shirt. Don't tell me, man, he changed his ways, or he was no. Kill him. I want him dead.
Oh, you don't like him?
No, I don't like him. He's always on the wrong side. I don't care. And then there was one dude like, there's a bunch of anime onlys talking. I'm like, shut the hell up. Like, you expect us to read everything? Shut the hell up.
No, like Ishida. I've always, I get it. He's a Quincy. I don't like Chad.
Want him on. First of all, Chad is the most boring anime character in the history of anime. I stand on that.
And he's a brother.
He's
oh yeah, he's having. But yeah, he's terrible.
He's awful.
He's awful.
And then he be running in like, "What you gonna do with that one arm, dude?" Like,
it's terrible. Like he's always been terrible. That's the one thing about Bleach. I never liked their supporting cast though.
Yeah,
outside of Ishida, I mean, Khan's annoying. Ori Rime's useless other than she heals and throws her little shield. But other than that, I can't stand her either.
I mean, she's a fan service.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, her new outfit.
Yeah.
I'm like, is there a point at Jazz was like, is she even wearing clothes? I was like, I don't know. I was like, what's the point of this? I was like, so, yeah, I don't, it was nice to see some of the captains fight again,
Yeah, see some Bankais
yeah,
that we didn't see before.
I hope I don't remember, did they show Soy Phone again?
Hers that rocket.
No, I know that, but she needs a new Bankai. That thing sucked.
Yeah, that's why she don't like using it, because she's against it, because it's against what she stands for.
It sucks.
It's terrible.
Oh, I put this giant X on you, and if I hit it again, you die.
Well, that was her release, but her Bankai is that stupid rocket.
Yeah, but wasn't it still connected to the X? Like it shot at the X or something like that?
I don't remember now.
I thought it did. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I know the name of it. It's Jakku Raiben. I don't know why I know the name of it, but I'm like, this is terrible. I was like, when she fought in the Espada, I'm like, this is terrible. It's like, why would they give her this?
It's so bad.
Yeah, I don't know what Kubo was thinking with that one though. That was a bad one. What's his name? The one that took over for Yamamoto.
I love his Bankai. I've always loved it. The game.
Yeah, it's the game. Yeah.
I've always loved that one. And
stay away from me. I don't want to be nowhere near parts of that either.
Oh no.
No.
This is whatever he decides.
Yeah.
Like, whatever game he decides.
Yeah.
You're stuck in it. Like,
and his sword's a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with her either. Just stay away.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I really enjoyed it. So it was great. Animated great.
So, and I know I'm gonna piss my wife off because Bleach is her favorite anime. But to me, I always thought Bleach was the weakest of the big three. Not always, but
Naruto and
to me it was always One Piece, Naruto, and then Bleach.
I mean, that's how much.
Not always, but since I really got into One Piece,
right?
So, but 1,000 Year Blood, this arc has put Bleach past Naruto for me.
No, Bleach has always been the top for me, but I can see why a lot of people have Bleach at the bottom because because of obviously the Aizen fight didn't go well with a lot of fans, and then the fillers.
It was the fillers for me.
Fillers killed it,
was
for
the
a
fillers
for
for me.
fillers.
I mean,
you have
also had terrible fillers too.
You had entire seasons of fillers in Bleach. Like Naruto, maybe a couple episodes here. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Bleach, you had like an entire season, and you're like, why is this here? Like,
yeah. And I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
That's why I said when you do go back to watch it, just Google the filler skip episodes so you don't have to suffer like we did.
At least Naruto had some like decent fillers that were like, I said some. Like you got to see Kakashi's face.
No.
You got to see like you got to see 1010 be useful in her own dreams. But like,
that's the only place she will be useful.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
You're a pack mule. Play your role.
Facts.
So, but yeah, I this arc has been amazing.
Yeah, it has.
So
captains sacrificing themselves and just it's been really good though. Definitely for sure though, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So now I'm interested to see what happens with now that he is, now that the Quincy's has fighting amongst themselves, what's gonna go on from there.
And the castle's built now and all that war welt. Yeah, so we probably won't see that again until what, September probably.
I was thinking next year. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, it was probably
yeah. From on Hulu, from what it's showing, it seems like it starts from September to December. So we'll probably see it in about 6 months or so.
Yeah, I forgot it was on last year, not this year.
So, yeah. But loved the whole season though, man. Yeah, for sure.
We just got to get Malik to finish watching it.
I'm gonna get there.
Who do you think his favorite captain would be?
Malik?
Yeah.
Who would his favorite captain be? Ooh.
It ain't gonna be Maori, so we can just throw that out. Yeah.
First of all, I don't trust anybody who Maori's favorite captain. I think Kenpachi's a good.
Yeah, that's my favorite. But
I think Kenpachi's a good one.
Who like Kenpachi?
It's not gonna be Byakuya like me.
I think he might like Byakuya.
I don't think it'll be his favorite.
I think he will like him though.
How do you feel about Itachi?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think
they're pretty much they're very similar in a way. He might like the wolf.
Bro, he didn't even come back since he went in that little cave, did he? I don't remember him coming back out.
No, yeah, because he ate the heart, or the Konomaru.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since his fight.
Yeah.
But he might like him. I don't know. I'm trying to think. He ain't gonna like Gen.
You know what? The one that took over for Yamamoto. What is his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, the one we just talked about.
Yeah.
Starts with a K.
With the pink thing.
Starts with the K.
Yeah, I can see
Kiyoraku or Kiyo.
Something like that. I can see
he might like him, yeah.
Is that being his favorite? But I guess we'll wait and see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see when he get there.
So
we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. He might like Toshiro.
Which one's Toshiro?
Little ice one.
Man, he's so disappointing. Like, he is such a disappointment.
He might like him though.
Yeah, but he was like they're like, oh, this dude's a prodigy and he's this, and that. And I'm like, gets his ass kicked every time. Prodigy my ass.
He might like him though. So we'll see. We'll see when you get there eventually.
Yeah.
Down the road. But that's all I got on it, man. I love the season. Can't wait for the next one, man.
Man, these 2 seasons that have seen whatever, they have been amazing.
Yeah.
I used to call the original opening. I'd be like, oh, this is the T-Mobile opening. Because everything was like gray and pink.
Right.
And I'm like, so.
Oh, Yamamoto's Bankai?
Man. It's so OP.
Yeah.
It's so OP. I was like, oh, old man was really like that.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, that's all I got for it.
Yeah.
Sorry I was late, Jazz, but I made it.
Yeah, real quick. What do you think about Isaac being in the chair?
He's always we'll see, man. We'll see. He's always never really count him out.
Something gonna happen.
Yeah, you can never count him out.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's watch this Karate Kid trailer.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think?
Let's bring this up and see where it goes from here.
You want to talk about it?
My mom wants us to leave everything behind.
Sometimes it is the only way to move forward.
You come to America.
What happened to Jaden?
It's school. You'll fight.
Oh, it's Ming Na Wen.
Yeah, I did.
Where's she from? Movie.
I know she was Chun-Li.
I meant recently.
Movie wise, I'm not sure. I know she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Mandal.
She's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, she's from Pittsburgh.
Her family owns Chinatown downtown.
Yeah, downtown. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's Jazz's favorite Chinese place. Yeah, she was Agent May in S.H.I.E.L.D.
That girl's from the Goldbergs.
Who's the guy? The bully. He looks familiar.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just supposed to let him fight. So that we can end up like his brother.
So that he does not end up like his brother. Lee means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi.
LaRusso.
He will.
I'm not coming to New York.
I will see you in the Big Apple.
You have no choice in the matter.
Hello. Let's make the Karate Kid. You have a foundation of Kung Fu. We're going to build upon that with Karate. Asian way.
Oh.
Yeah. First, focus!
This represents the history between the two families. Two branches, one tree. This is what I came to train here. Remember what you're fighting for.
When you understand that, you'll be ready.
Wow.
In his research, Dr. Morris.
Dimitri wasn't in it.
So, okay, yeah. Hold on. So, Malik was the one that pointed this out to us, that this trailer had dropped.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's the one who didn't watch Cobra Kai.
He has no interest in watching it.
What what do you think? Are you going to go see that?
Probably.
And you won't
Wait,
watch Cobra Kai?
What is going on?
Come on, man.
Oh, probably. I probably am going to watch
I
this
feel like
movie.
They should have brought some of them in from Cobra Kai. That would've been,
Yeah, like Dimitri.
But who that
not Dimitri.
that guy, the kid that was the bully, he looked familiar. I have no idea who he is, but he looks familiar.
I'm glad you said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Agent May, because that's what I was thinking when I seen her face. Like, where the hell is she from?
No, it ain't. No, that ain't. No, that ain't. No, that ain't. No, that ain't. Hold on. Is that who I think it is? Oh my God, that's MK from Into the Badlands.
I haven't watched that show in years.
I don't remember much of it.
Yeah.
That was, oh, thank you, because I was trying to think of, I was talking to Jazz the other day, and I was like, what was that show we used to watch with, like, I was like, they were fighting, and I was like, and the one girl's name was The Widow, and I couldn't remember the name of the show. It was Into the Badlands.
Yes. Yep. I'm like, I know that kid from somewhere. From Into the Badlands.
That show didn't last long, right?
It was like 3 or 4 seasons.
Okay.
Says 4 years.
First season was like, everybody was talking
Everyone,
about it.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
and everyone was pissed because like the first season was only like 7 episodes.
Mhm.
They're like, what do you mean it's over? That show was great.
It was.
That was on CW, right?
No, that was on AMC, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, AMC.
I just thought, how you gonna want to go see that and you not watch Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Leave me be.
Cobra Kai is an extension of this.
Right.
Leave me be.
Is it because of Dimitri?
I don't even know who Dimitri is.
You'll hate him. You'll hate him.
Quentin's
Trust me.
favorite
You'll
character.
hate him. He was so terrible, man. But I thought it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks like something I would definitely go see.
I thought it looked pretty good. I've always liked Jackie Chan.
Right.
Of course.
Been a fan of Ming-Na Wen, especially since she's a Pittsburgh native. That just throws a cherry on top.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a good looking movie.
I don't know if I'll take my sons to see it. I might be like, man, y'all don't even know nothing about this, and like just me and Jazz go.
I might see if Wes is interested because back in the day, Wes used to like the Karate Kid.
Yeah, well,
But the Jaden Smith one?
I think he liked them all.
I never seen the Jaden Smith one.
I never did either.
You didn't miss anything.
I hated
it was okay though. But
I hated him.
yeah, but Wes is old enough to understand. My son, like you taking Wes is not the equivalent to me taking Dose and Side.
Yeah, and also Wes might be too cool to go to the movies with me.
That's true. That's very true.
He about to be 18.
Yeah, Dose is about to be 8. So,
but no, I like the trailer though.
I like that trailer. I thought it was pretty cool looking.
It definitely looks cool. I definitely want to check it out. Were they fighting on a roof at the end?
Looked like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't got nowhere else to go in New York.
So are you expecting to see LaRusso's wife in it? More karate, Daniel?
I hope
Now
not.
because now that
you know what? She wasn't so bad in the last season though. Like,
but throughout the series, I was like,
throughout the
bruh.
series, she was unbearable for a while.
Yeah.
At least we ain't gotta see Tori's melancholy face. She only make one face. But it looks good. It's definitely. I think I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I gotta complain. I mean, I enjoy Cobra Kai. We already talked about that, and always I love the original Karate Kid movies.
Plus, we don't know how many more movies we're gonna get from Jackie Chan. So
Yeah,
he's up there. He's getting up there. So
I still need to see that one movie where he like almost it was like a Taken type movie where they did something to his daughter. I think it was called The Foreigner.
Oh yeah.
I still need to see that movie because because you know Jackie Chan's usually quite jovial in all of his movies.
Right.
That movie was like, oh, whoa, angry Jackie?
Yeah.
Off topic, but this was funny. You watched Blue Beetle and you didn't like it?
I didn't watch it. That was the one with Miguel.
It just got worse as it went along.
All right, so I've watched that movie about 3 or 4 times. I couldn't finish Madam Web once. So
still on that.
That just lets you know how bad Madam Web was. I didn't watch Craven. That wasn't that. That was pretty decent. I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah. Did you watch Morbius yet?
Horrible. What? So, but it was still better than Madam Web because I finished Morbius. The problem was 10 minutes after I finished Morbius, I didn't remember a single scene in the movie.
Huh.
Like me and Jazz was sitting there, and I was like, what happened in that movie? And she's like, I have no clue. And I was like, okay, it's not just me.
He'd have been okay if he was a villain in the movie, but he didn't need his own movie.
Morbius?
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, like
Craven's kind of the same way. It's like,
right.
They're like, why are you attempting to make him a good guy?
Right.
But it wasn't a bad movie. Like it was watchable.
Oh, got you. Better than Madam Web though, right?
There's Madam Web is definitely going on my top 5 worst movies of all time.
Would you rather watch that or Eternals?
Eternals.
Okay, damn.
Yeah. At least with Eternals, I can look forward to the speed fighting scene.
I'm about to say
there was
that looked really good. That did look really good.
There was nothing in Madam Web worth. Madam Web might be worse than Green Lantern.
Ooh.
Green Lantern he was just fighting a giant fart. That movie was awful, but Madam Web was worse.
Whew.
I would rather watch Dragon Ball Evolution.
Or Airbender.
No.
Okay. Draw the line somewhere there.
Yeah, no. No. At least in Madam Web, they got the name Madam Web right. You know what I mean? Or they got the names right. If she'd have been Lady Spider, then I would put it as bad as Airbender. Also, I'm joking about that Dragon Ball Evolution. You couldn't pay me to rewatch that movie. That movie was offensive.
Did they apologize?
It felt racist. I don't know why, but it felt. Like, I'm offended.
The guy Justin Chadwick or whatever his name is, the guy who played Goku, he apologized.
Okay.
No, they need for apology. You know what you have to do in Japanese culture.
No comment.
I'm sorry, but all right. That all on the Karate Kid?
That's all I got. I thought it was good.
Okay, obviously, Jackie Chan and Daniel are the sensei. But who's the evil sensei? Who do you think the evil sensei is? Because there's always a bad sensei.
Yeah, there is. There's no bad student.
No bad
just
student,
bad teacher.
Bad teacher. Actually, I'll be okay if Louis Tan came back
from Cobra Kai.
Yep.
He was great.
He was excellent. I thought he was really good. He's still better than his role in Mortal Kombat, but still,
don't worry, we'll talk about Mortal Kombat soon.
Oh, you got that right. But
no, I ain't got it. I'm just saying we're gonna talk about
it. But yeah, I'll be okay if they bring him back. If they brought him back for this movie or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. He was great.
He was.
I personally wouldn't mind them bringing back that whole dojo.
The Iron Dragons?
Yeah.
Now that, Silver's gone and all that or whatever.
I never looked up the dude, but like we talked about before, the girl is a legit badass in real life.
Actually, the dude's here right now in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yes.
He's at Steel City Con. Because Steel City Con's happening right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he's here.
I bought a comic book the other day and dude was like, we'll be at Steel City Con and we'll have They're having like dollar comics down there or something. I gotta go down there.
Oh, Dimitri's here too.
Yeah.
We should have went, man. We should have got the VIP pass and everything.
I've never been.
You never been to Steel City?
It was
the
great.
only con I've ever been to is when we went to Columbus last year.
It was great back in like 2014.
Which I want to do again.
2015. Yeah, we'll go absolutely because I've realized something. If we want to start getting like games, like expensive games and stuff, like for the retro stuff, we have to go to those cons.
Yeah.
Instead of going to some of these stores, you know, like going there
where you can
the competitions, you know, when some of the prices are cheaper and stuff. I just realized that this past week. But no, 10 years ago, Steel City Con was excellent. The price was reasonable and it wasn't as crowded.
Was that when it was out in Monroeville?
It's still in
Monroeville. They won't move.
Still in the same spot. But the issue,
they moved it for some reason.
I'm not going to say it was better back then because their star power was lower back then. They used to get like, oh, this person starred in a movie from the 80s, but nothing since type movie stars. Now they're starting to get, oh, we got John Bernthal coming. Like, they're getting major stars starting to show up now. They're getting like Stranger Things. The kids from I never watched Stranger Things, but they get the whole cast there. They brought a lot of the Cobra Kai people there. So yeah, they're packing that building out now, and it's too big
and they outgrew it.
They outgrew that building.
They won't leave.
So they should be doing the regular convention center.
Yeah,
they should be down at the Pittsburgh convention.
But they won't do it because I think the convention costs us too much for them to rent. So I said, why don't they just go to the Pittsburgh Mills?
The mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say that mall's empty.
I mean, if you want to dodge the potholes, you'll be good to go.
You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
But yeah, but like that'd be perfect. I mean, because trust me, people are rather. Nobody wants to drive downtown. No one likes driving downtown, but you have a better chance.
There's nowhere to park. You got to park in that garage, and it's like
or underneath. I always park
like $10 an hour.
I park underneath that the Veterans Bridge. There's like a little park. There's like a parking lot.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I park under there when I usually go to Teco. And by the way, we need to go. We're going to Teco in July.
I'll just park at the fire station now and be like, I'll just walk up.
Yeah, so Teco's in July, so we should go down there in July.
Where's it at?
Convention Center. Yeah, we didn't go last year because it was the same week as Evo. It was the same exact days. So, but
okay.
And I still need to borrow your son for the cosplay. So, you know, if we could find a dog, you know what I mean. Sorry, Jazz, but this has to be done.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'll just do it.
Yeah.
It still doesn't need to be done.
Be a life-size Nina.
No. Yeah, we need. Well, we get a kid. We're gonna have a kid. So you go Edward.
Big brother Edward.
Y'all are terrible.
You know, people are going to hate us for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all are terrible.
But yeah, but it's like in the third week of July. But I believe it is. But
I'll be in Florida for Jazz's graduation.
Okay, well, we'll do it in 2026 for you then. But
yeah, maybe we'll see. It might be before I leave. We got to see.
We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, where do we leave off at? But
we're still talking about the Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, yeah. Yeah, I want to know who the bad sensei is, because obviously that bully probably has someone training him, or you know what I mean.
When did that date say? Did it say a date, or did it just say?
It said coming soon.
I don't know,
but I thought there was a date for like in June or into May.
Yeah, I'm about to say, did it say June or July?
It will be released in the United States on May 30th.
Okay. May 30th. Okay, cool.
Well, 7 weeks away.
So. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not too far. So, well, all right. Switch 2.
Since you seem to have very strong feelings, we'll let you start it off.
First of all, good job growing up finally with the chat. Not you, but you know, with the chat, you know, they want a pat on the back because it took them 3 generations to finally do voice chat online. Man, get out of here. But overall, the system looks good.
Agreed.
Like I have a Switch, obviously. I enjoyed Switch. I actually don't have that much of a problem with how much the Switch cost because it's still cheaper than PS5. I still think it's very steep. It's the digital download price that got me hot. That is ridiculous.
$80?
$80. So
$80 is insane.
Yeah.
See, first glance, I agree with you. But then you look back and remember that even going back to Super Nintendo days, there were $80 games, $90 games.
Yeah, but our parents were paying for that. We didn't have to pay for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I wasn't. I ain't
But
a job back
it
then.
still did. It still cost that much, and $80 back then was harder to come by.
Yeah, but also there was no DLC back then. So like they put everything into those games back then. At least you feel like you got your money's worth.
Did you really?
I think so, yeah.
Because most of the time, those
You at
games
least got a complete game.
Yeah, you got a complete game with this
Okay.
DLC with $80 plus DLC.
I'm listening. Hear what you're saying, but they're
And you
saying
got the disc or whatever it came.
but
in
they're
cartridge-
saying
cartridge, you-
that select games will be $80, not all games. And the games that are likely going to be $80 is going to be the brand new Mario Kart,
It is.
which you know is going to be complete.
Which looks fantastic, by
Yes,
the way.
it does look fantastic.
I have no problem how
It's
that game-
going to be complete. The brand new Donkey Kong,
I
which is
expect-
going to be
great.
complete.
I expect DLC racers in that Mario.
There's going to be DLC, don't get me wrong, but that DLC doesn't mean incomplete to me.
Yeah, I know.
DLC is extra if done right.
But I will give them some credit with DLC.
So-
They do DLC right, though. I will give them that because the Mario Kart 8 DLC for the Switch, well, they did it perfect because it was you got 48 tracks and it released it all through like 6 waves and it was only $25.
Yeah.
So they it can be done right, but I just $80 is a lot and it's a digital download.
$80, like I said, at first glance, because we're so used to spending $60 for so long, at first glance, you're like, you're out of your mind. But then you go back to games back decades ago. Madden back on the N64 would cost $80.
Man, I don't care what it cost before I had a job. Now I care.
No, facts.
But I'm saying you can't sit there and gripe, especially considering inflation.
I can. 'Cause
That
I have a
$80
job now.
That $80 back then was like $120
I get
for
what you're
a
saying,
game,
but-
and those games were nowhere near as in depth and complex as these games is coming out now. They're not.
That's just that.
They're not.
It's just they set the bar now. So whenever PS7 comes out or
Yes,
Xbox 2, they're going to do the same thing.
Games are going to go up regardless because it's becoming more and more expensive to even make. You're not going to have a choice.
I just want to feel like I'm getting my money's worth for the games.
Yeah, that's my thing. If
Yeah.
if it's worth the money, I'll pay it.
I'm gonna be completely honest. There is a 10% chance I buy a Switch 2. My Switch right now is sitting at home in my drawer and hasn't been charged in about 8 months.
I'd say there's about a 40% chance I buy a Switch 2. It's about a 3% chance I buy it within the first month.
There's about
the first month.
there's a 0% chance I buy it in the first year.
It's going to be hard to get it. The Switch even when the Switch first launched, it was hard to get one.
Yeah.
And obviously it's coming out in June. So for the holiday, it's going to be a nightmare.
I see some dudes say, "Oh, if the game is going to be $80, then I'll just wait till it goes on sale." And everybody's like, "Bro, you must not play Nintendo games
They don't drop
because they don't go on sale.
They don't go on sale.
I had Breath of the Wild in 2018, and I remember I sold it because I wasn't playing it, and then I was like 2 years ago, I was like, "Oh man," I really want to play Breath of the Wild again. I'm gonna just buy it and finish it.
Right.
And I looked and I was like, "It's still $60."
Yep.
No, and still to this day, it's still $60.
Yeah.
No.
Now, that reminds me, them saying, "Hey, we're going to bring Breath of the Wild back for the Switch 2, and that's going to be $80 as well." Fuck you.
I'm sure they will.
No, they already said it.
Oh, they will.
With
And see?
that upgrade price, with that upgrade charge or something?
No, to buy Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2, you're going to have to pay $80.
That and Tears of Kingdom, which was the sequel to Breath of the Wild. So
Now, I'll say this. Our original question is, will it be successful? Yes, I think Nintendo has a big enough fanboy base,
especially over in Japan.
Yeah, that it'll, especially kids. Like, sure, eventually Dose and Sour are going to ask for one, and I'm going to have to buy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm sure Dose will be like, hey, can we buy the Switch 2 for maybe his birthday next year? I don't know. When is this supposed to come out?
June 2nd or 3rd or something like that.
Crap, he's going to ask for it this year.
Yeah.
because that's right before his birthday. So I'm sure if he hears about it, he's going to ask me to buy one. So of course I'll buy it for the kids. But I'm like, literally, my Switch is sitting in my drawer and it has not moved in months. I think we'll take it on like road trips.
Yeah.
In case like the kids' phones die and, you know, while their phones is charging on a charger, we'll give them the Switch or something like that. Like, we really, you know, same with my 3DS, because Sal doesn't care. They just want to play Mario Kart.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm just against the $80. And then I love the people on the internet. If you broke, just say that. First of all, shut up. Because most of y'all live with y'all parents. Talking about if you broke, just say that. I told the one dude, I guarantee I make more money than you.
Right.
And I was like, we could pull out our W-2s if we want to go down this road. I'm not broke. I'm just not well, I am broke, but I'm not stupid.
No, yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Not just reckless.
Yeah, like $80 is $80. You know what I mean?
Right. And I was like, it's always the people who really don't have money that want to pretend that like, oh, everyone else is poor because they can't afford it. I can afford it. I just don't want to pay that.
Facts.
There's a difference between can't and don't want to.
No, facts. No, you're right. And yeah, like it's just I don't like it. I don't. But
I mean, so what? I brought up the difference.
Yeah, is the battery life going to be better? Because the battery life worse.
No, what I saw was better.
It's worse. This says battery life on the original Switch was 4.5 to 9 hours, depending on the game, and on the new Switch, it's 2 to 6.5 hours, depending on the game.
I swore I saw it was better.
I don't know if this is 100% true, but this is
because the battery life on the first Switch isn't that great. It goes quick.
Yeah,
but you know, I do love the portability of the Switch. That's one of my favorite things about the Switch because because it's portable. But
dude, I enjoyed it at first when I when I first got it. I loved it. I was carrying it everywhere. I was playing it, and then it just kind of was like, yeah, and I fell off and got back on my PlayStation and stuff like that.
But I think what also made Switch 1 really successful because one, it was because of the kids, but COVID because before COVID, like everyone was on the PS, like that's when the PS4 was starting to die down. The PS5 came out, but when COVID hit, everyone went to get a Switch.
Yeah, dude, I remember.
I think that's when my wife went to
like
get hers.
I said, I had mine in 2018.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember it had to be like 19. The one dude, we were at the station, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to find a Switch," and I'm like, "I've had my Switch for months." I was like, I just walked into Walmart and bought it. And he was like, you can't do that now. And this was like during COVID. He was like, you can't find them anywhere. And I was like, seriously?
I remember when my wife bought hers, she literally got like some kind of notification that, hey, we have one at this Walmart. Get here now. And she like hurried up and went there and got it.
No.
And
I had went right before that and like just bought mine. Like, so.
But as far as the games for it though, I think I do think it's gonna be successful for sure. I think they're gonna launch right now with this tariff. Apparently there was something going on with the tariff thing right now with the Switch. Apparently they might have trouble getting it here because of the tariff thing or whatever like that. But
it's just gonna be more expensive.
But when Switch 1 came out, they didn't have any games but Breath of the Wild. That's all they had for months. But now they
have Mario
Odyssey didn't come out till later that year.
Oh, okay.
Which was excellent, by the way. Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, it was.
It was excellent.
It was. Yeah.
It gave me that Mario. You were like it because you definitely loved it because it had the Mario 64. I mean, when I was like, this is like Mario 64. He just throws his hat.
Yeah, I'm about to say his hat came off.
Yeah, that was dope.
So it was that, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Kart were the 3 games I bought with it.
Yeah.
And then they start dropping like the Pokemon games.
Sword and Shield came out, and then Metroid Dread was excellent.
I didn't play that.
It played just like Super Metroid, the side scroller, but obviously it was better graphics and stuff, but I really enjoyed it. But the games they got coming out now for Switch 2 looks really good.
That new Mario Kart looks great.
Yeah. I didn't watch any of the trailers.
It was excellent.
The new Donkey Kong looks great.
I don't like how Donkey Kong looks though. I think he looks kind of goofy, but the gameplay looks fantastic.
Gameplay looks fantastic.
The screen is bigger on the handheld now.
Yes.
So it's up from 6.2 to 7.9.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it runs at 1080p at 120 frames per second.
and 4K.
And 4K when it's docked.
Right.
At 60 frames per second.
No, it does 4K. They said it could do 4K when it's not docked.
This says docked.
Okay,
It just
maybe
says
I'm wrong.
1080p at docked. So
Okay.
I don't know. This could be wrong. That's what I said. I don't know. Did you find anything different on the battery life?
No, it was exactly what you said it was.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and more back to the Mario Kart real quick. You know how many races? You know how many racers are per race now?
No.
24
Yeah, it's 24
Per race?
per
Yeah.
race.
So I gotta win 24.
No, 24
No,
people
20
in a
people
race.
per
Oh, 24 racers.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, my mistake.
I was about to say, holy crap. I didn't
And then,
know.
like,
Okay.
They have this mode, I guess, in one of the Grand Prix modes where it's kind of like
I can't wait to be called an N-word because I was beating someone in a race.
Yeah, oh, you know.
Oh, you know it's coming.
But what was that one mode they had on there where like when all y'all race, but like certain people can get to the finish line. If not, you get eliminated. They did say something.
There's
Knockout.
there is a knockout mode, but
Mhm.
there's also in the little Grand Prix thing, you got to drive from one track to the next.
Oh.
So it's not like, oh, you won this race, cut screen, bring screen up, next race. No, you got to drive to the next spot.
Huh.
I don't know if that means anything, but it'd be really cool if,
That's your starting point.
based off of how soon you get there, that says, so if I came in third, but I beat you to the starting line, the next starting line, I start off in the pole position.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's open world. So like you can basically drive anywhere. And I know you love open world. So like you can go anywhere.
God, don't make me want this game.
No, I want it. I just don't
Don't
want
make me want it.
I don't want it. Mario Kart will always be a game that I can play.
Yes.
I just don't want to pay $500.
Everybody's angry.
Did y'all see that drag and drive game?
No.
It's basically like wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
But you know how they got the Joy-Cons have mouse capabilities now. So you use that to move. So like to move, you gotta roll to like move the mouse like you're rolling. But I'm like, is it gonna be too gimmicky? Because you gotta shoot with the Joy-Cons too. And to shoot, you do like a shooting motion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not sure if it's gonna be good.
For like a week.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll be good or if it'll be too gimmicky to be sustainable, because they're talking about they're making it like 3-on-3.
Right.
So that means like us three could be playing on a team together. So, but it'd be, I don't know if it's just too gimmicky.
So here's my thing as a grown person, and I have to decide what I want to buy. What about the Switch 2 is making me want to buy that over the Steam Deck, which is cheaper?
See, that is the question. It's literally the only thing that's making me consider the Switch 2 over the Steam Deck is I really like Mario Kart.
Yeah, so and that's what I guess that's what Nintendo's banking on is the
IPs,
nostalgia of their,
and the IPs,
their
IPs.
Yeah.
You can't get their IPs anywhere else.
They're bringing back Kirby Air Ride. Do you remember that? It was on one of the Game Boy games, but they bring it. Looks fantastic.
Well, okay.
Which was another.
It's been a while since I played a Kirby game.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You know, you don't see a lot of Kirby stuff anymore, so it was really cool to see that. And
I'm sure they'll drop like some super crazy Pokemon game, and they're gonna be like,
Oh,
"You
you
have to battle
already
here,"
know.
and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck."
What gen are they on? Like 12 or 13?
I
or
don't
something?
know.
Yeah,
I just play them now. At this point, I
Yeah.
don't know all the. I can name like all the Pokemon from like the first 3. Beyond that, I'm like, I just
Yeah.
be playing
But
it. I just, you know.
If you do get time, check it out though. But the Donkey Kong trailer was really
The Donkey Kong
good,
looks really
man.
fun.
Okay.
Like he was like destroying everything, and like it was dope. I was like, yeah, I really like this. So
Yeah.
The Donkey Kong did.
But overall, it will be successful. But also it depends how much you're going to be, if we're going to be able to get a lot of them this year, just because this whole situation going on right now.
One thing that's throwing me off though,
This Bonanza.
Yeah.
One thing that's throwing me off is there's not a new Zelda nor Mario game that was announced.
Well, the last Switch, the Zelda was the starter game.
Yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying. And you don't have one.
And Odyssey didn't come
now?
until later in the year. So give it time. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's going to come.
Yeah, but it just seems weird to be releasing a console without either of them.
They did announce a Zelda game. It was the Hyrule Warriors 2.
Yeah, but that's not
but
a standard Zelda. That's a hack and slash.
Well, also too, Tears of the Kingdom just dropped what, like 2 years ago, a year ago, or something.
Yeah, but it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, it hasn't been that
but I'm
long,
saying,
so.
I'm not saying they need to have a Zelda, but for there not to be a Zelda or a Mario to start off is wild.
It'll probably be a bundle between Tears and Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, and then I would have been. It would have been nice if they would have started with Star Fox.
We haven't had a Star Fox game in forever.
Yeah, exactly. So even though we keep asking for it, well, maybe me and Jamar, maybe Bobby, but F-Zero. I don't know. Okay, started with F-Zero.
I would love another F-Zero.
Yeah,
they did say Cyberpunk is going to be on it.
Yeah,
yes, they did. Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's going to be on it,
and then there was a new that company I hate, From Software.
Yeah, they're making a game,
an exclusive game for. It's called Dusk Blood or something. But
oh, really?
Yeah, but that looks great, don't it?
Yeah, this actually looks.
Yeah,
this actually looks fun.
Yeah.
So,
but I was like, I was very impressed with this trailer.
That's the main thing about the Switch is you can't get their games anywhere else.
Yeah.
They are exclusive. Like you're not, and a lot of people like them games.
Yeah, and the Mario Party, they're bringing like upgraded stuff. So I'm definitely going to get one eventually because my wife obviously loves her Switch. So I'm definitely going to get her one somewhere, And the crazy thing is my anniversary is June 7th. So this comes out like 5 days before. So
I think I'm 50% closer to buying one now than I was before we started this discussion. So
I'm still mad about the price, but
yeah, I'm gonna complain the whole time. I'm swiping my card to get it, but
yeah, I'm sure GameStop already got pre-orders. Well, if people probably already called in to do pre-orders or whatever.
Yeah. But I'll buy it when I could just walk in the store and get it. Yeah. Like when I could just walk in and be like, "Oh, look, give me that."
I might get it for Christmas.
Well,
might be a gift for Mikkel.
Like I said, I'm all for
if they don't completely sell out right away, maybe I'll buy one before Jazz's graduation so that my kids can like have that and the regular Switch on the way down.
Apparently Nintendo always had this issue. Like they never made enough. Yeah. So people, because if you go back on YouTube, you'll see like videos of like back in the 80s when parents were driving all the way to different cities to get Nintendo, and for Mario 3 and Mario 2, which is a terrible game, by the way.
Mario 2 is fun. Don't you dare disrespect Mario 2 like that.
That game was terrible outside of Peach. That game was terrible.
That game was not terrible. That game was fun. Is it on the level of Mario 3 and stuff? No, but it was still fun.
Lost Levels was better. No, that game was very difficult to play.
No, it wasn't. Lost Levels was basically the first Mario all over.
That's why they had to come out with Mario 2. Because
I'm aware.
I will say this. When it comes to their handhelds, the Switch, the Game Boys and all that, they are durable as hell.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I have kids and everything, and, like, we'll find them in, like, random places, like, 3-4 years down the road, and then it'll be, like, plug it in, and bloop, it comes right on. No problem. So, I mean, like, I'm closer now to buying it than I was, but, Nintendo's always going to be successful because they just have a following.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. I mean, this is for another discussion, but I kind of feel like the Xbox is dying. But that's a whole nother discussion. I guess.
They're also bringing GameCube games onto the expansion pack for.
I did see that. So. Which I never had the GameCube, but it was I would like to go ahead and play like Super Mario Sunshine. I heard it was great.
I hated that game.
I always heard it was. Heard good things.
See, the one I heard was really good was Galaxy.
Galaxy was excellent. I didn't play Galaxy 2, but Galaxy 1 was phenomenal. But you can get it on the Switch though. Mario Sunshine. They got that 3-pack game. It's a 3-pack game with Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. It's 3 in 1.
It's probably $70 or
No, I remember how much I paid for it. I can't remember. I have it, but yes, because I liked Mario Galaxy, but I hated playing it on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
I got the concept of it, but I didn't like all that. I hated that. But when I played it on the Switch, I was like, this is great.
Right.
This is great. I still never played Mario Galaxy 2 though, but they never like ported it over. But if you ever get a chance to play it, Mario Galaxy, play it. It was excellent. I really enjoyed it. But Sunshine was just too slow for me. But also I got it because you had that water pack thing or whatever it was.
Mario 3D All Stars is going about $120
right now.
Yep,
I did not pay that much. Nowhere near that for that game.
How much did you say it's going for?
120
on Amazon.
I don't think you can find it on Amazon anymore. Oh wow! Hold on. Amazon right here has it listed for $154.
Damn.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
apparently it's becoming a rare game. So,
okay.
Because I saw one of the retro games that we go to, I think it was Warp Zone.
Oh, okay.
Said they had it and they wanted 130 for it.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, guess we'll see. I think, it's probably, for the first 6-7 months, maybe a year, it's gonna be probably impossible to find.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like the PlayStation 2 was, or PlayStation
5 was, yeah.
But hopefully not. Hopefully I can just walk into a store in July and just be like, yeah, just give me that.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, one can hope.
We will see. Well, anything else on the Switch?
I have nothing.
We say it's going to be successful. We know, but
we know it's going to be. We know it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
Have they had a console that wasn't successful?
Wii U.
I thought the Wii U sold well. I had one.
I had one too, but I still have one. But no, I know
did not have the Wii U.
I don't think the Wii U did very well. The Wii did great.
Oh, the Wii was great. The Wii was a hit,
but the Wii U I don't think did.
Wii was a game changer when it came.
Yeah.
But Wii U I don't think it did very well.
Critical response was mixed. Sold 13.5 million units. So I mean, that's not, definitely not one of their top performers, but it's not terrible, I guess. I don't know.
Pull up the Wii numbers. I bet it's way better.
Oh, the Wii numbers was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, the Wii was
But yeah, that's all I got for the.
Yeah, the Wii sold 101 million.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got for that, dude.
Well, the Avengers Doomsday cast.
Let's go.
To be honest, I've seen everybody post about it. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it because I do got to comment on that. That was the worst reveal ever.
I don't know what happened. I don't know who the cast is.
What it was is they would put, the actors' chairs that have their name on it.
Yeah.
They put out the actors' chairs for each actor that's going to appear. They did it over 6 hours.
I ain't dedicating nothing to 6 hours to watching anything.
Yeah. It literally would just sit on one actor's chair for like 45 minutes.
No, I'm good off that.
I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. That's terrible. There's no way in hell I'm watching that.
How many people did they actually confirm? I'm trying to.
I think it was maybe around a dozen.
See.
I know, like what Patrick Stewart, Sir Ian McKellen.
Right.
Yeah.
Halle Berry still floating around.
All right, so we got Chris Hemsworth, Thor, of course. We got my captain, Anthony Mackie. We got Vanessa Kirby, Susan Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We got Paul Rudd, Ant-Man.
Yep.
We got Florence Pugh as
that's
Yelena.
That Taskmaster?
No, that's
the other Black Widow.
That's the Black Widow's sister.
Yeah. Yeah, her
Oh,
sister.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Wyatt Russell, John Walker. Why? Oh, he's in the Thunderbolts. Yeah.
That's Kurt Russell's son, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Namor.
We got Namor. I'm not even going.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to say his name.
Shang-Chi.
Okay, Shang-Chi. Okay.
Yeah. See, I'd want to see him more because, like,
I'm gonna say there's the first one I'm kind of excited about. I mean, I figured Thor would be in it and Captain, but we got Bucky, Sebastian Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Latita Wright, as
Shuri.
aka Black Panther, the new Black Panther. Ebon Moss, The Thing.
Benjamin J. Groom.
Y'all haven't read One World Under Doom, have you?
No, you and Darren's been talking about that.
All right, I ain't gonna spoil what he does to The Thing, but Doom's wow. Kelsey Grammer,
Yeah, welcome back,
Kelsey
Beast.
Grammer's back as Beast.
Okay. So we getting Lewis Pullman, Sentry. So we getting the old X-Men in these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people are saying it's going to be X-Men versus Avengers.
I'm here for it.
That I don't know if y'all remember that comic book storyline.
Yes.
Where it was X-Men versus Avengers. That they're saying that it's going to end up being that.
Danny Ramirez, or the new Falcon.
Yeah.
I have a new respect for him.
Yeah, we talked about him. Yeah,
so,
he's cool. Well, yeah.
Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm. Yeah, okay. We're getting the old. The new.
Yeah, that's
the new one. That ain't Chris Evans.
The new Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Old X-Men. David Harbour, the Red Guardian. Okay. Okay, Winston Duke. M'Baku is back. Okay, I'm here for that.
It's Challenge Day.
Okay, we got Hannah John Kamen as Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost was...
She was cool.
Right.
She was cool.
I like the power. Tom Hiddleston, of course. Loki.
He's always creeping around somewhere.
Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
Bullock. Or Charles Xavier. You watch American Dad, don't you?
No.
You never watch American Dad?
I hate
I watched
show.
a couple episodes.
That show's great.
Sir Ian McKellen.
Yep, Ian McKellen.
Gandalf.
Okay, we got Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler.
The old Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Always such an underrated X-Men character.
Absolutely.
The character of Nightcrawler in general, or him as
character?
The character's great, yeah.
Oh, Nightcrawler's great. I thought most people like Nightcrawler.
Especially in the arcade game. He was the go-to.
How do you bring him up?
He's always the go-to character in the arcade game.
Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, Mystique.
Is Mystique. Yeah. We don't care about this guy.
Aw. Was he Superman? No, he was in that terrible Superman movie.
He's in the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
James Morrison.
James Morrison.
Marsden.
Yeah.
He was Cyclops. Yeah.
He was in that Superman movie with Kevin Spacey, that real bad one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm about to say,
Superman Returns.
Yeah.
That's when Ben Routh was Superman.
Yeah, it's Brandon Routh.
Brandon Routh, not Ben Routh.
Yeah, I know him from the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
So
still gotta watch the third one.
I do too.
Gambit. Yes. He's gonna make a name for himself. Channing Tatum, Gambit. Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that movie turns out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Robert Downey Jr., Doom.
Right.
So he's going to cost a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
a lot of money.
Yeah, just the money they got to pay them.
That's what I'm saying. That's a star-studded cast.
Mm-hmm.
So
now that just brings me to a question: are there any? There's going to be some surprises because there's already people complaining that Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen should be kept as surprises. So obviously, there's going to be some surprise characters that's going to show up and that we're not expecting.
You know who's not on here? Because screw him. Star-Lord.
He will return.
We have not forgave you.
What are you talking about? If you're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 3, don't say nothing. I didn't watch it.
He's talking about Endgame.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, or not Endgame.
Infinity War.
Infinity Wars. Yeah.
But Wolverine's going to show up.
You haven't seen Guardians 3 yet?
No.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's good.
Halle Berry's supposed to be in this. They keep bringing her up online.
Storm.
Yeah, they keep talking about her coming.
There's
back.
rumor her coming back as Storm. They're also talking about
Jean.
What's her name being Storm too? That one actress. I can't remember her name.
Please tell me not Cynthia Evo or the one from Wicked.
No, I don't think. I don't know.
Okay, good.
I can't remember her name, but whoever it was. But Wolverine's going to show up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
just like they said, till you're 90.
Now, you think Sabretooth's going to show up?
No.
Okay.
He got killed.
Deadpool's definitely gonna be in this.
What's Sabretooth?
If they're going to bring back a Sabretooth, it would have been the one from... They're not bringing back Liv Schreiber.
Okay.
Even though I like Liv Schreiber as an actor.
Deadpool's definitely gonna be in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
He's going to show... He has to show up for a very small part, though, or else he's going to ruin the whole tone of the movie.
What about Cable?
I don't see them bringing him back.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you technically could, since all the X-Men are older now.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, because he's their son.
Well, I mean, he's from the future anyway, so that doesn't matter anyway.
Saying, it wouldn't, like, him coming back now, you could be like, okay, well, they've already had him or whatever.
Don't bring back Kitty Pryde.
No,
please don't bring her back.
I don't like Anna Paquin as Rogue either.
I want to see Squirrel Girl. Bring Squirrel Girl into it.
Jesus Christ.
Squirrel Girl is dope.
Squirrel Girl's
Yeah, Marvel Rivals.
Squirrel Girl's the strongest hero in all the comics.
In the comics. She's dope. I think if this movie isn't at least a 9 out of 10, then people can complain that Marvel fell off and all that.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that about everything. And I'm like, calm down. It's the build up to the next movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And then once this is over, then we'll have another slow period and a build up. Like, calm down.
Yeah. This definitely needs to be at least Avengers 1 level.
Yes, I agree 1000%.
At least needs to be in-game level.
It doesn't need to be Endgame level because I don't think that it's the end of this, like, era.
Like Secret Wars is supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you're right then. Well, at least Civil War level.
I'm okay with that too.
I honestly thought Avengers might have been better than Civil War, but sure.
I think I like Civil War a little bit better.
It's on Avengers 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close.
Yeah.
But that's a big cast.
That's a huge cast.
So, and like you said, there's gonna be more.
There has to be more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, these are all the ones that, except for the X-Men, pretty much that you would expect.
Just to bring Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen there, they're gonna need some. You definitely have to pay them really good because at their age and just their legacy and stuff, you're gonna have to pay them pretty good, a pretty penny.
Oh yeah, this movie's definitely like $1 billion budget movie.
Absolutely.
What's crazy is I have zero interest in watching the Thunderbolts, but like I'm gonna have to watch it before I see this.
See, I'm kind of interested in watching Thunderbolts because one, I like Bucky.
Yeah.
2, I like Yelena. She was funny in Hawkeye. And 3, I'm curious on how they're going to do Sentry.
I have zero interest in watching it because 1, they shouldn't even be able to touch Sentry. 2, I hate what they did to Taskmaster.
Well, we all do.
Well, the theory is that Taskmaster's dying in the early part of that movie anyway.
Now I have even less will to watch that movie than I did 30 seconds ago.
And you don't like U.S. Agent, right?
Huh?
And you don't like U.S. Agent?
Paul Walker?
Yeah.
I'm mad his last name is even Walker.
John Walker.
John Walker, my bad. John Walker. I'm mad his last name's even Walker. No, I hate him. I don't like his face. I feel like Vince McMahon did with Christian, like put a blue dot or a dot over his face. Like,
there was a meme when Falcon and Winter Soldier came out, and they were saying like what America really wants Captain America looked like it was Chris Evans, but it was like this is the real Captain America. It was John Walker.
Yeah, no. But I'm interested to see what they do with Thor in this movie.
Yeah,
that's a good question because he's the only one that's like otherworldly strong.
Yeah.
Everyone else is very much lesser degree.
Well, no, what about Invisible Woman? She's not weak.
Compared to Thor?
Well, yeah, that's true. But still just like
yeah, she's not weak, but
I just want to see how they do Doom. Because like the one world under Doom I'm reading right now, like Doom is great.
I'm just concerned that with it being Robert Downey Jr., he's not going to be Victor Von Doom. He's going to be a variant of Tony Stark.
That's what you think?
Yes, and that's going to piss me off.
Well, like I said, when they announced him to do this movie, they announced it last year at San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
I said this was a smart move, but it was also a desperate move by Disney. Because
I don't consider it a smart move.
Well, okay, they know people love Iron. That the character of Tony Stark is playing, Robert Downey is playing Iron Man so much that they knew they would bring the fans back. But it was still a desperate move.
I just got this itch that it's not going to be Victor Von Doom.
Right.
It's going to be Tony Stark from some other world where he, maybe he did end up killing Bucky when he found out about his mom, and it sent him on a downward spiral, so on and so forth.
And he changed his name and became Victor Von Doom.
No, he didn't change his name. He just goes by the moniker of Doom.
Maybe.
Like his name, he's not Victor Von Doom. There's no, something's telling me that they're going to fuck up Victor Von Doom like they fucked up Taskmaster.
See, I don't think so, because they do have a habit of fucking up the smaller villains, but the big bads, I don't think they're going to fuck up.
They fucked up Kang.
No.
I mean,
no. No.
Well, I can't go into in depth with it because
we didn't even get to see him at full power.
I agree, but
like when they showed the stadium full of him,
I
was like, oh, he's about to be that.
I know, but people were still mad about the fight in the movie and stuff. But I don't want to get too much into it because he hasn't seen Ant-Man.
You talking about an Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that movie sucked, but everything else.
No, it didn't suck.
It sucked.
No, it did not suck.
It sucked.
It was good because Paul Rudd is great.
It was a solid 4 out of 10.
No, I give it about a 7,
10 times
7.5.
higher than Madam Web.
Oh my god.
Well,
no, I give it like a 7.5.
I give it a 5 at most.
My goodness.
It wasn't.
It was better than Guardian
They was
3?
relying on Kang to save that movie.
It was better than Guardian 3?
No.
Yes.
You're drunk.
Yeah. I wish.
You are drunk.
I wish.
Guardians 3 was way better. That's not even close.
No. I liked
Guardian 3 had the emotional aspect.
Yes, I can give you that. That's about it.
It had the action. Okay, they messed up Adam Warlock. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I didn't realize that was the kid from Maze Runner.
He was the dude in Meet the
Millers. That made out with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I was like, they look familiar. I was like, I think that's the kid from Maze Runner.
But no, Guardians was way better.
I like Guardian 3, but again, can't talk about that either.
Batista alone in Guardians was better than everything in Ant-Man.
Oh. No, Paul Rudd is great.
Paul Rudd is great.
Paul Rudd's great.
Wasp is awful.
I don't care about Wasp.
She's awful.
What are you talking about?
She's the Sakura.
Wait, which
of
Wasp
Marvel.
are you talking about? You talking about the oh my god, I can't think of her name. Catwoman Wasp?
Whoever played Wasp.
The one that okay, I can't think. Evelyn, I can't.
I don't know.
The younger one, right?
No, the one that he's Paul Walker's with in the,
Paul Rudd's with.
Paul Rudd's.
Well, because you know,
Jesus Christ, I'm all jacked up. I can't talk.
Yeah, because the original Wasp is obviously Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
That in the comic, and then obviously Michael Douglas was the original Ant-Man. Henry Pym. So okay, that's why I know you're talking about. You talking about Michelle Pfeiffer, or you were talking about
not the mom, the
daughter,
the one everyone associates as Wasp now.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
All right.
Don't no one consider Michelle Pfeiffer Wasp.
She's off. They was relying on Kang to save that movie. And he was just one variant of Kang. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, we've seen how many Kangs there really are.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And that's what makes him powerful. Like, but, so I was like, it was just and
do you think they will bring him back? I know we said it before, but do you think he'll be a guest in this? What if they brought him back as a guest?
There's that rumor that at the beginning of this movie, Doom's going to come out and kill all of them because they had that end credit scene with all of the Kangs.
Yeah.
So there is the rumor floating around that Doom's going to show up and just get rid of all of them.
I heard they were considering it until, I haven't listened to it, but this audio came out, him admitting that he was physically abusive or something. I don't know how true that is or what.
Yeah,
so I don't know, but I heard they were considering bringing him back.
I did hear they were considering it as well.
We, of course, that's all rumor mill or whatever. Yeah. So we have to see.
But he was a great Kang. I really liked him as Kang.
Yeah,
he was really good.
Yeah, especially in Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Was that season 2? Yeah,
Yeah,
Loki. Yeah. So
I only saw season 1 when he was the guy at the end of the.
Well, no, they had him in season 2 a lot more.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, it was I enjoyed it. You know, I wonder what was the one with Samuel? Invasion? Secret Invasion?
I didn't watch
I
that.
haven't watched the one yet.
Okay, never mind.
I'm watching that.
I'm about to say, I wonder if they play a role in, you know, any of this. So yeah, he also wasn't on here. Samuel.
Yeah,
he
wasn't mentioned.
You know, who are some surprise characters you think? I mean, we mentioned Deadpool, but who do you think you'll see?
I think Jane's coming back.
Jean Grey?
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Which one? Not Sansa.
Not Sansa.
The original. I can't think of her. It starts with an F.
Famke Jensen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she might. Well, didn't she technically die in that terrible one?
Yeah,
but didn't they show like the Phoenix flying over the water or something?
No, that was 2, and then she came back in the 3rd one as Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
But and Logan killed her. But don't forget, in Days of Future Past, they redid the history and it brought her back. Because remember when he came back and was in the school, he walked past her like, "Oh my God, Jean's here." So it like reversed all of that.
That's why I love in Deadpool when he's like, "I'm taking you to see the professor."
McAvoy or Stewart.
He's like, these timelines are hard to keep up with.
Yeah, I think she's going to come back.
They have a chance to do Darwin the correct way. Don't tell him, "Oh, adapt to this," and he dies. Like, his power is literally to adapt to this. Like, he would have adapted.
That was they ruined that so much.
That part, I remember watching that and I was like, this is dumb. Like, yes, he would have adapted to that. That's his power.
Right.
But you know, I'm interested to see how they do the X-Men.
Right.
This movie's going to have to be like 3.5 hours long.
I'm assuming
it has to be with all these people in there. Absolutely.
I'm assuming just like the Fantastic Four, the X-Men aren't going to be from the current Earth.
Yeah, no.
Because
they already confirmed that their Earth is the Earth that Deadpool's on.
The Fantastic Four is?
No, the X-Men.
Or the X-Men. Okay, yeah. So that's not the main Earth.
That's not the main Earth.
Okay.
Because remember, it showed at the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine. He went to
Earth
to try to join the Avengers.
Yeah.
And then he went back to his when they didn't let him in.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
What about Scarlet? You think she might come back?
I think she'll.
That's the rumor that she's gonna come back.
I think she'll be one of them. Yeah.
Man, she went off the grid.
Who?
Scarlet
yeah.
And I was like, man, I was like, all right.
No, Doctor Strange wasn't mentioned.
Nope.
I'm sure he'll be in it
with that girl.
I can't remember. I can't remember the character's name. Charlize Theron is the actress.
Yeah, it was Cleo or something.
I don't know. I don't know what the character's name was. I'm happy that Simu Liu's back because I really like Shang-Chi. Yeah, I thought that was a great movie.
Excellent.
It was a great.
Some of the best fight scenes.
Yes.
You know. Yeah. So I would expect to see some new characters. Like I said, Squirrel Girl.
Who is a new character you would like to see
from any Marvel? You mean?
Any a new Marvel character
that we haven't seen.
We haven't seen out.
Mr. Sinister.
That's a good choice.
Mr. Sinister.
That's a good choice.
I would say Archangel, but he was in that one X-Men movie though.
Random, I'm sitting here like Archangel, and I'm like, I remember him in the movie.
He was in 3.
I was sitting here in my mind.
No, he was in 3. He was just Angel then.
Yeah.
He was they had Archangel in that horrible Apocalypse.
Okay.
X-Men Apocalypse one.
I would like to see a full power Bobby Drake.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Drake back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Absolutely.
But I'm trying to think of a good comic book character that would be fun to have show up. I wouldn't mind Mouse showing up, but I wouldn't see that happening in an Avengers movie.
You know who'd be a perfect Mouse? The Jack from Blackish.
Everyone said that.
He would be perfect for
Everyone
Miles.
was saying that. Now I think he's getting a little too old to be him.
Yeah, but he's still short, so
Yeah.
I think because he has to be like what, probably 20, 21.
Yeah, we need a
I think he's older than
we need
that.
a non-creepy Miles.
What?
Oh, you don't know about that weirdo that plays Miles in the Across the Spider-Verse and all that? No,
I didn't see Across the
Sharif Moore, something like that. Shamik Moore, I think his name.
What, the voice actor for Miles Morales?
Yeah.
What about him?
He's a creep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Shamik Moore. Yeah, he kept. I'm about to say, here it is. It's the ultimate creep. He you know, his the girl who plays Gwen is
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, she's married to
I can't remember who.
Bills quarterback, Josh Allen.
Okay.
And he just kept hitting on her and like she's like, you know, we're just friends, and he just kept being like real creepy about it. And then like her like the day she got married, he posted a tweet like there's so much more of the world to explore. And something like weird, like he's really creepy. So then like everyone's like, dude, like get over it. So then he posted like some photos of the MJ from Tom Arnold's Spider-Man, the black one, not MJ, the first Spider-Man Homecoming. The
Zendaya.
No, not Zendaya.
You're talking about the girl he went to homecoming with?
Yes, the black girl. She was
Vulture's daughter.
Yeah. He posted like a photo of him and her, and like trying to insinuate like he finally pulled her and everything. And then she had to come out, and she's like, I have nothing to do with this weirdo. She is like, I don't know why he's doing this. She's like, I'm happily engaged or in a relationship, whatever she was. And she is like, and I asked him to take this down, and he's being really weird. Like, so yeah, it's this whole thing against him and just how weird he is. And people were snapping like, yo, if the next Spider-Man movie is delayed any further because of this creep, everybody's gonna crash out on him. Like,
because it's coming out in 2027 now or something.
Yeah, it's 27.
Yeah, this was all last year. Look, December 22nd, 2004. Yeah, it's a whole look. It's an 11-minute video on just how him being a creep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
not good.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind the Miles, but I don't see that happening. I could see that happening in the new Spider-Man movie that's coming,
which is coming in 2026, I believe.
I don't know.
They announced, they said it was 2026 or something.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to think.
I didn't see on here, but was teased. Whoever Jon Snow's playing,
Kit Harington.
Yeah,
I don't know who.
Remember, he was teased.
He was supposed to be yeah. At the end of
with the Black Blade or
Black Knight or something like that. I can't remember what the character's name is, but they might drop that because Eternals is terrible, and he was supposed to do stuff with Blade.
Yeah, that movie's never.
And that movie got officially canceled. They officially canceled the Blade movie.
Yeah, we didn't see that coming.
So
it's only one Blade. Only ever going to be one Blade.
What if he comes in the movie?
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to. At his age,
I don't care.
It was good to see him show up in Deadpool and Wolverine, get his closure, and leave it at that.
Bring back Yukio. Is that her name? Yukio?
You're talking about from X-Men?
No.
From Wolverine?
From Deadpool.
The Wolverine. Oh, Yukio.
Yeah.
Hi, Yukio.
Yeah. Bring her back.
I just like Deadpool's interactions with her. Hi, Wade. Hi, Yukio.
Yep. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. I feel like, some of the characters, like the way they did them in '97, it would be nice to see that live action.
Yeah,
like the Wolverine and Gambit team up.
Oh,
or just
that was so cool.
Or even just like how badass they made
Cyclops.
Like, It'd be nice.
Yeah, because that's one of the gripes I had about the original X-Men movies. You never felt Cyclops was a threat.
Yeah.
There was one scene, literally one scene, I think it was in X-Men 2, when they were at the prison visiting Magneto. And they went to like try to kidnap him. And you saw him give dude the hands. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's about time it made you look like Scott could do something. Every other time he looked like some kind of buster, man. He's supposed to be the leader. You got to make him look like it.
I mean, he looked powerful when Toad knocked his glasses off and he went
spinning
the whole
around subway.
And I'm like, close your eyes.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. They made him look so weak because they wanted to push up Wolverine. And I'm like, they can both be strong.
Yeah, I agree.
And they just made him look bad. And I think James Marsden deserves better because I like James Marsden as an actor.
I'll say this though. I always thought Wolverine's costume would look terrible in live action. So I was like, no, you can't do that. It looked good. It looked great.
It looked
great. And,
it looked Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, Deadpool.
The mask looked a little weird.
Yeah.
But the suit looked good.
Yeah, I meant the suit, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm of course this is a day one go see because everyone's going to be on the internet trying to spoil it the day after it comes out. I can't believe this happened.
Tim's going to be spoiling it because that's what Tim does.
I don't. I usually wait a couple of days. I just log off all the social media.
I learned my lesson.
I did it for the past couple of movies.
I learned my lesson about spoiling movies. Start getting death threats from nerds.
That just makes you want to do it more.
You did ruin Han Solo though. Death for me.
I didn't know it was real.
And I was like, wow, that's real. I mean, I was like, this. I was like, damn. And I hardly even knew you at the time. I was like, I don't like him right now. I was like, yo, this is in that picture. I was like, bruh, wow.
I got so many death threats
over that one.
It was like people. I was like, who are you?
I was like, I don't like him right now.
Oh man, that was so funny. My one friend, he literally was like, I'm gonna go see Avengers and spoil it for you. And I was like, okay. He was like texting me like the whole week of like, oh, I seen Avengers, here's what happened. And I'm like, block.
But no, like when Endgame and Infinity War came out, I think because it came out on Thursday night or whatever it was, and a Friday. I didn't get tickets till Monday, so I literally stayed off for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard.
I remember I shared. There was a meme that went about. There was like Avengers, Infinity War spoilers without context, and it was like it showed like Squidward, a bag of a pile of dust, some bubbles. Like, it just showed random images that no one knew what it showed Zen from Overwatch with all the arms.
Yeah.
But after you watch it, you're like, I get it.
Without context, it means nothing. It showed like a donut. And you're like, this means nothing. But if you watch it, you're like, I get it.
It's like anime openings at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, I have no clue what's going on. Then you watch it, you're like, wow, they spoiled everything in the beginning. And it's like,
oh, for sure.
Wow. Yeah.
Anything else on Avengers?
No,
but while we're on Marvel real quick, do you want to talk about season 2 for Rivals?
No.
Save that for another time.
Save that for another time.
All right.
We already got a full slate.
Okay.
I've not played Rivals in a minute. So.
Right. Okay. But
all right. Top video game based movies. I'm gonna start this off right away. Super Mario Brothers was an excellent movie. The most recent one, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking. Tilt's face. I'm not talking about the one with John Leguizamo.
I thought you was trolling. I was looking at you like, what?
Tilt's face. It was so upset. It's like I said, Bloodsport's a top movie or something.
It is.
No,
it's
not.
But
the most recent one.
Yeah, that was great.
I didn't see it.
It's a great movie.
It absolutely was.
I haven't seen it. I heard it was good.
We took the kids to the theater to see it, and I've watched it like 4 times since. Just
it was.
What is it on? Is it on Max?
It's on Netflix
or Peacock or something.
I thought it was Netflix. It's on something. I don't know. I have all those.
It was really good though.
Mm-hmm. I have not watched the third one, but the most recent 1 and 2, Sonic 1 and 2, Great movie.
I haven't watched the third one.
I
either,
heard the
but
third one's the best one.
I heard
really?
that too.
So that's, I can't wait to
The
see
first
that.
two, I'm like, those games are, those movies are good.
They
But
were.
it's on like Paramount Plus right now, and I'm like, who
Yeah.
has Paramount? So,
Andrew's friend Carissa does. That's how I watched it.
okay. I'm waiting for it to go on a real streaming site.
No, I feel you.
Like, Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah.
even Peacock.
Right.
I have Peacock because of The Office, but
But
WWE.
real quick before we get back to the thing, last week, 2 weekends ago, we went down to Victory Point, and
goodness.
the '80s movies got brought up. They agreed with me. Bloodsport's the top 10 '80s movie and Last Dragon.
Then they're idiots.
No,
They're idiots. There's no other way around.
I
it.
wish you were there because the one dude was like, you know what? I heard enough. Because he said, first you disrespect Malik, first you disrespect Bloodsport, then you disrespect Last Dragon.
Last Dragon is an awful movie.
No, it's not.
I love it. I love it. It is a guilty pleasure, but it is a terrible movie.
Great.
He was dancing with a broom.
Hey, the Pittsburgh FGC says otherwise.
You take Show Enough out of that movie, and it's not even watchable.
Pittsburgh FGC say otherwise.
I don't care.
Yeah. I wish you were there. It was great. But anyways, back to the thing. I forgot because it brought it in my mind.
He felt so vindicated.
There's nothing good about Bloodsport. It's an awful.
Yes, it is. It's a classic.
It's not an awful movie.
Awful movie.
It's not an awful movie, but it's
Awful
not
movie.
top 10.
Classic.
Awful
It's
movie.
not
We
top
talked
10.
about it over a month ago. But anyways, back to
Top 10 worst movies of all time.
Absolutely not. That'd be
No.
Aragon. That would be
Awful movie.
That would be Aragon. But
Awful movie.
Aragon, yes.
No, Bloodsport.
No, it's not.
Awful
Anyway,
Anyways, sorry, I'm getting off topic there. My mistake. But what were we talking about? I know there's the movies, but
yeah. So I and you know what movie like I actually enjoyed? Like it's not. I'm not saying it's a great movie, but it's very watchable. Uncharted.
I haven't seen that yet.
it was okay. It's cool.
I enjoy it. Like it's something I could throw on as Fire Station and just watch.
Yeah,
So
I was fine with that. Absolutely.
I haven't seen that yet.
yeah,
I
so
was cool with that.
what y'all got?
I got Sonic the Hedgehog because I thought Sonic was a really good video game.
Jim
movie.
Carrey is a great Eggman.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
He really is.
Absolutely.
I was kind of worried because I'm like, Eggman's supposed to be fat, but it still works even though he's not.
You know what? I really enjoy Idris as Knuckles.
Yes.
Yes,
I was worried about it at first. Like, how is this going to turn out? And then I was like,
and
I
how
like
he's
it.
so literal.
yeah.
I love it. Yeah, he's really good. Mortal Kombat 1995.
Absolutely.
That movie's great.
Yes.
That's a great video game movie.
Yes.
Mhm.
Annihilation was terrible.
Annihilation was terrible.
Yo, Annihilation is so bad. It's so bad.
Annihilation might be one of the worst movies ever.
Yes.
Maybe. This one, it's not a great movie, but I liked its creativity and it made me enjoy it a little bit. Doom.
Yeah.
I don't really remember that movie, to be honest with you.
I believe it was
I've
Carl.
watched it.
I believe it was Carl Urban.
Mhm.
I know The Rock was on there. It wasn't a great movie, but it had, like, at one point in time they did the first person view like you're playing the game. And I'm like, oh, this is good. This is so sweet.
Yeah.
And then he went, like, I think he like woke up. He took some serum or something. I can't remember the movie verbatim, but
No, you know what? I didn't see Doom. For some reason, forgive me, when you said Doom, I was thinking Duke Nukem.
is there a Duke Nukem movie?
I thought there was.
I didn't think
Wasn't that like old?
I thought that was a rumor. I don't know. Remember there being a Duke Nukem movie?
Or was it Doom I was watching? I don't remember. I thought it was like an old movie. I don't know. My brain is weird.
I don't remember a Duke Nukem movie. No,
No. I don't know
but
what I was thinking of there.
actually, there's supposed to be one that's supposed to hit theaters July 4th this year.
3 days after my birthday.
But we'll see if that happens. But no, Doom. I thought it was decent. I just like that they went with gave you that first person shooter view from the game, so it looked like you were playing the game. And I'm like, that's just, I like when they do creative stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go into a super long list, but I just had those three on there.
It don't count as like based on a video game, but to me, one of the best video game movies, Ready Player One.
I heard that movie's really good. I never seen it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So,
What about The Wizard?
What?
The Wizard from 1989. Oh my
I don't know
God!
what that is.
Fred Savage was in it. It was a kid. They like snuck and they went across country to play Mario 3. It's an old 80s movie.
Is that the one where that wasn't the one where they were stuck in a video game, was it?
No. If you see it, you would know.
But that's not based on a video game.
They were playing a video game, though. So it was,
No. Gives a shit. We're talking about movies that's based off video games, goddammit. What you got?
No, I'll just maybe what y'all basically what you had, like Mortal Kombat 1. Obviously, you know, all right, even though the movie's terrible, but just because as a kid I loved it, but I hated it as I got older. But I'm sorry, just the Street Fighter line. It was a Tuesday. I have to put it on the list.
Street Fighter.
It was terrible.
Is a guilty
movie.
pleasure.
Yeah,
it's a bad movie, but it has some great parts.
Yeah, it was a
Raul
Tuesday.
Julia was great, even though he was in constant pain and dying.
Right,
he made the movie.
Absolutely,
him and Zangief.
Yeah,
like they made the movie.
Yeah, like the movie is still bad.
Quick,
but
change the channel.
But just it was a Tuesday.
He made me like M. Bison.
It was just a great line.
But,
it was just a great line.
That's one of the best villain lines ever.
So according to, I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes, like 50. They did a 54 video game movies rank. Number 1 is Sonic 3.
Okay.
They gave it an 85%. It has a 95% audience score. That's pretty high. The Werewolf Within. I don't even
know what that is.
Know what that is. What video game is that based off of?
Werewolf Within, a rare horror comedy. It doesn't say.
Yeah, I never heard of that video game or that movie.
No. The Angry Birds movie is number 3. Angry Birds 2.
I never saw the Angry Birds movies.
Sonic 2 is number 4.
Okay.
Great movie. Detective Pikachu is number 5.
I should have included that movie. I enjoyed that movie.
I've not seen it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
As much as I love Pokemon.
The Pokemon looked good in that movie. I'm not going to lie. They looked good.
As much as I love Pokemon, I just never got around to watching it. Number 6 is Gran Turismo. I thought it was all right.
I didn't watch that.
I had no interest in seeing that movie.
All right. Sonic, number 7 is the first Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 8 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Number 9 was the most recent Mortal Kombat.
That needs to be knocked further down.
I think it should be put below 95's Mortal Kombat, but it was a good movie.
To be fair,
it just pissed everyone off because it wasn't the tournament.
To be fair, they gave it a 55%, so it's all downhill from here. Tomb Raider 2018.
The Angelina Jolie one?
No. The other girl.
I didn't even see that one.
It was okay.
The Angelina Jolie one was meh. I did like how she loaded her guns, though, how she had the little magazines like strapped to her waist. And she just, that was cool.
Rampage.
Never seen it.
You don't seem too thrilled about it.
1995 Mortal Kombat.
That should be higher.
They gave it a 47%.
That should be higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
The original Angry Birds movie. If this was so, it's 16. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. I
don't even know what the fuck that is.
No, I'm aware at all.
From 2001. Okay, I don't know. Monster Hunter.
No interest in.
I don't think I watched it, which is weird because it's around the time I was playing Monster Hunter. Uncharted.
Yeah, well, I thought it was solid.
Resident Evil Final Chapters number 7.
The Resident Evil games or movies were fucking terrible.
Prince of Persia: Sand and Time.
I'm so mad what they did with Resident Evil.
No, do you remember this Prince of Persia?
I refuse to watch it. Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I refuse to watch it.
No, that's number 18. Resident Evil, the original.
That's the girl from Fifth Element, right?
19,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know DOA dropped a movie.
That
awful.
movie was terrible. It was terrible.
That movie
It
was
got a
awful.
33% and it's ranked number 20.
And they did a Tekken movie.
It got a 33% and it's ranked number 20. What are the other 34 ranked?
They did I think there's a Tekken live Tekken movie.
Yeah, I saw that Tekken. That Tekken movie was terrible as well.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Again, I don't know who the target audience is for that.
I don't either.
Silent Hill is number 22.
That movie was stupid.
Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. It's 23.
They just destroyed that series because the guy wanted to highlight his wife.
I tried to watch Warcraft. I couldn't get into it.
I never watched it.
All right, the John Leguizamo Super Mario Brothers is number 25. That movie is so bad.
So bad.
You know what I like about Mud? It's clean and dirty at the same time.
Here you go. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life is number 27. That's the one, Angelina Jolie one.
That's the second one.
Yeah. Resident Evil, Retribution, Resident Evil, Extinction, Need for Speed.
They know there was a Need for Speed movie.
I did.
It was, Aaron Paul's in it.
I would say, Aaron Paul.
I hate Aaron Paul.
Ratchet and Clank.
Maybe it's just because he's Jesse. I remember a Ratchet and Clank movie.
Yeah.
Another Resident Evil, the original Tomb Raider movie, number 32. The fact that Pokemon is so low. Screw them.
There goes Doom.
I don't remember the Assassin's Creed movie. Yeah, Doom's number 38. I tend to forget that there was a Max Payne movie.
I forgot about that.
And a Hitman movie.
Yeah.
The Hitman movie was okay. I thought it was decent. It wasn't great.
That's right.
It was okay.
First of all, Pokemon the first movie was great.
Pokemon the first movie was great.
At 41, this is insane. With
That's insane.
A 16%,
that's insane.
There's a Street Fighter number 43. Wing Commander?
I never seen that movie.
It's Freddie Prinze Jr. That's enough for me not to watch it.
Wow.
Postal.
I didn't know they made a Postal movie.
Yeah. Man, I heard this Borderlands movie is awful.
I heard it was terrible.
It was like on TV, free to watch, like,
oh wow,
like 3 weeks after it came out. I'm not even joking. Like it was less than like a month after it came out. Like it was already on TV to watch. I still haven't watched it. There's Annihilation at number 49.
That needs to be further down.
I don't know. There's some really bad movies out there.
It got a 4%.
That sounds about right.
Still better than Snow White.
Oh, where's Double Dragon at on there? That was
Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Oh, that movie was
terrible too.
Terrible. 3%.
That was terrible. I forgot all about that.
There was
one.
nothing good about that
awful.
movie.
Alone in the Dark.
I forgot about that movie. That was bad.
Damn, Double Dragon didn't even make the list. That's how
Double Dragon didn't even make the list.
It's actually funny. Yeah, I don't know.
That was awful.
Yeah, so
yeah, that Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li movie was so bad.
Yeah, so that's what they. I don't know. I definitely got to watch Sonic 3.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah,
it's better than the first two because the first two were great.
Yeah, I enjoyed both of the first two.
Yeah. Some of this I can't agree with. I think Uncharted was better than definitely Gran Turismo, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't even really like the Gran Turismo games.
Yeah, I didn't really either. That's why I had no interest in seeing the movie.
Yeah, so. But, you know, that's anybody got anything else for that?
All right.
Ronaldo, guest character in Fatal Fury.
Terrible.
I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, and this might upset y'all. I don't think I've ever played a Fatal Fury game.
I get it. Most people haven't. There hasn't been a Fatal Fury game in 20-something years.
Oh, okay.
I think 26 years ago was the last Fatal Fury game.
1999, yeah.
Oh, so I would have been 10. So
yeah. So it's understandable if you haven't played a Fatal Fury game.
Yeah.
But this has got to be one of the oddest guest characters in a video game.
Ronaldo's a star, though.
I'm not saying it's a bad choice. I'm just saying it's odd to make him a playable character.
I mean, he kicks
in a fighting game.
He kicks. He's like Harong.
And I'm not gonna lie, he looks kind of cool. I think I might try to use him.
I seen like a quick clip of it. I didn't like fully like dive into it. So,
but I'm just like, I'm like, just a random real person in a video fighting game is odd. I was like, you can't get no odder than that. But I was wrong. Because a couple days ago, the same company announced that they're adding some random DJ into the game as well.
Like a real DJ?
Yes. As a playable character. I have no idea who the fuck this guy is. They're like, oh, this is the world-renowned artist.
Who is it?
Salvatore something.
Salvatore Ganacci or something like that.
Awful.
And I'm like,
Who the hell is that?
He's right there on that purple.
Yeah, I see.
He looks terrible.
and then his gameplay looks ridiculous. I'm sorry. But why?
Yeah.
I've never heard of him. His gameplay looks ridiculous. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Cherishes music and anime. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad. I was like, wow. Like, what is that?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
He did a handstand triple kick. That was weird.
Like, it's terrible. He does like a bicycle kick. It's awful.
Is he singing?
I don't know.
It's just bad.
Like what is that? Like,
yeah, I'm not enjoying any of this.
like he's swimming in the air. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what the developers were thinking with that. Like,
is he? I've never heard of this person. Is he famous like outside of America?
He has to be.
I guess. I don't know, but it is terrible, and it is so terrible. And I'm like, I thought it was a April Fool's joke. That's how bad it is.
Bosnian Swedish DJ and record producer. You could just put DJ Khaled in.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my God. Ronaldo made sense to me because Ronaldo has he is the most followed person on Instagram.
This guy has 435,000 followers. You could have just put Keith Lee in the game.
Yeah, right.
It's more than that.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo has the most followers on Instagram ever.
Yeah, he's who is this dude?
No one that's what makes it even worse. Most people who play this game or excited for this game are sitting there like, who is this? Who is he?
And he looks terrible. Like this.
Everyone's confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I just honestly don't understand it.
The top comment on Reddit. I'm gonna be real. I seriously dislike these guest characters like enough that I'm reconsidering picking up the game.
If somebody
despite being a big fan of the game.
On the YouTube channel, the dude was like, "I'll never make fun of a Mortal Kombat guest character ever again." After seeing that,
who is this? No. 435,000 followers is not world renowned.
Yeah,
at all.
Like,
who is this guy? Like,
someone who makes this game just happens to know him and was like, let's put him in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
I honestly don't know. You more likely, Lisa, who does the freaking anime openings, probably has more followers than him.
Yeah, I like Lisa.
I love Lisa.
Like, yeah, I'm not especially for like a musician. That's not a lot
of
followers, like at all.
You better off getting Taylor Swift.
Like, oh well, yeah. Let's see.
What are you looking for? Are you looking up DJ Khaled?
DJ Khaled has 38 million followers. You could have used him.
Yeah,
he has almost 10 times as many. Well, no, more than 10 times. Yeah, because he only had 435,000. Yeah. He's almost 100 times. How did you not? What?
I don't know. No one knows who this guy is.
Dude, I see a regular girl right here who has 521,000 followers, more than him. And she's a regular girl. So, I won't say who she is on here. But
yeah, it's wild.
So,
like it just baffles me.
That's insane. Yeah, I'm not understanding that at all. That's a wild choice.
Yeah. I still like I don't know who he is. I don't know where he's from. I know nothing about the guy, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I just feel that's I was like when I first pitched the idea of this topic, it's because I wanted to say, hey, is Cristiano Ronaldo the oddest guest character in the video game?
Right.
And I was gonna be like, yeah, maybe. But then this guy came out and he took that spot real quick.
Yeah.
There's no one more odd in a video game than this guy.
This is all within like a 72-hour span or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long from each other.
Oh, it was about a week apart.
they could have used John Cena. He has 21 million followers.
Right.
I just,
I
I don't know.
don't
I'm at a
know
loss
either.
for words.
Yeah, like you said, who is he? Like,
I hope he's a DLC and they charge like $20 for him.
No, he's part of the base game.
That would be great, just to be like, who actually buys him?
somebody who trusts me, somebody will.
Yeah, well,
I was telling Malik and him yesterday. I said, don't worry, whenever City Wolves at a combo breaker, someone's probably going to place top 8 with him.
He better not. He better be terrible. Those moves were fucking terrible.
that's actually funny, man.
Yeah.
He was swimming in the air.
Yeah. That's a wild choice.
Yeah.
Like, but hey, this is what it is.
Mhm.
I'll probably try this one out. So when it drops,
It comes out in a couple, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, 2
I'm
weeks.
about a year
End of
away
the month.
I'm about a year away from trying it when it's free on
Right. For the month.
yeah.
Free for the month for the PlayStation Plus.
Yep.
That's all I have on that topic. Anything for you guys to add?
No. Well, I hope Ronaldo does this. Ooh.
He does.
Okay, does he?
Yep.
Cool. That's all I got for that. I want to get into this fantasy trade between AEW and WWE.
Absolutely.
All right. So what we did is we're going to trade men, women, and tag teams.
Yep.
I'm going to go first.
All right.
All right. So my first trade, and every single person I'm trying to trade is to either elevate their career or bring them into like a new world. And I tried not to use people who have like been over in each.
Already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this first one, I think he was in WWE for a little bit, but he's not what he's become.
Okay.
I can't remember if he was, but I have Swerve for Carmelo Hayes. The reason is because I feel like WWE is dropping the ball with Carmelo, and he is an amazing wrestler.
He is.
I think he's a great personality.
I
think he could benefit just as Ricochet has from being in AEW.
Okay.
And Swerve, I think, is a star. I want to see him versus some of the top people in WWE.
I'm upset you would try to take Swerve away from AEW.
That
upset.
I want to see Swerve versus some of the top people in WWE.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Carmelo Hayes over in AEW because I think wherever he goes he can thrive because I think he's that talented. The one thing I did when I was doing my trades, I was trying to have guys of equal status.
This is the only offset one I have.
Yeah,
this is the only one that is a little bit offset. But I feel like Carmelo can be a top person.
Yeah,
so that's why.
But I'm trying to, I was thinking of this from a sports trade.
Like what's fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So AEW would get a first round pick for Swerve.
Okay, so I went with Chad Gable coming from WWE, going to AEW, and WWE would get Wardlow.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because I think both of them fit better in the opposite industry.
Chad is such a great wrestler.
So great.
I mean, they're doing that like luchador thing with him now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's okay. It's all right. But
yeah, I think I hate the Alpha Academy. Absolutely hate him. I hate him. I just want Chad to just succeed by himself. He's great.
Yeah, Chad Gable's so great.
I like that. What you got, Tom?
I like Braun Breaker for Wardlow.
Okay. I think WWE is about to push Braun to the sky, though.
Yeah, Braun's about to push to the. Do you think Braun will fit well in AEW? Because that's another thing I wanted to consider is the fit. Because I could easily be like, hey, I want John Cena for so and so, but like John Cena's a WWE guy through.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I wanted to make real, trades where I think they both would fit.
Gotcha. I've noticed that the big men in AEW don't really succeed very well. It don't seem like, opposed to like over WWE.
Yeah, but honestly, most of the big men in AEW, most of them are missing something.
Right.
So you can't say they're not doing well in AEW only because they're big.
Like Cage.
Like Brian Cage,
he don't really have much of a personality.
He doesn't have much of a personality,
and,
right?
Same.
What's the bulk dude? Black dude.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse.
Yeah. He's also, his personality is also a little bit bland.
Yeah.
Lance Archer's up there in age. He's in his 50s, I believe, or he's close to his 50s. Wardlow, he doesn't really have much of a personality. Plus, I think he got hurt.
Yeah, he doesn't hurt a lot.
I'm not saying he gets hurt a lot. I think he's like currently hurt. That's why he hasn't been around. But like, they don't have many big guys, but the big guys they do have, most of them are limited.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're not up at the top of the card.
Right.
But I don't know if Braun would fit in AEW, but I mean, I've been wrong before.
It depends. It would depend who they have him work with.
Yeah, booking and all of that
but
stuff.
I do agree with what Quentin said. I think they're going to push Braun really hard.
Yeah, WWE's going to push Braun because Braun is thriving. And I've actually heard that Paul Heyman's taken him under his wing to help him with his promos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that's going to make Braun even better.
I actually take that back. My next one's a little off too, but not really.
Okay.
And this is just more of like a personality thing. I just love to see them switch, see how they thrive. MJF for The Miz.
I don't think that's bad.
They're like the same person.
Yeah, that's my only thing.
That's what I'm
like
saying. I just want to see how they thrive in the other one.
I think MJF will get buried in WWE.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he has the mic skills to not get buried.
I think it's more likely The Miz would get buried in AEW than MJF would get buried in at WWE.
That's what I was saying. I want to see how.
I think MJF would do just fine in the WWE.
But now that Triple H is running it.
Period.
Even Will Vince was running it still. You think you?
No, that's a whole different piece.
No, I think it still wouldn't even matter.
I don't know. Vince loves to bury people if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Aside from his detestment of people coming from other companies.
Yeah.
If you put that aside.
Yeah. This was more or less just this one. It would just be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Starting from scratch, how they build their way up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Now, if I'm just talking my real one, like if I'm talking like person for person, I have Ospreay for Finn Balor. Always wanted to see Ospreay in WWE.
Okay.
Right.
And Finn Balor is a star and should be a star, but WWE's not pushing him that way AEW would.
Right.
I agree.
And I think he would be a top talent in AEW.
Yeah. I wanted to do a trade for AJ Styles, but I decided not to because of his age. Like, I'm just let him he's already said he has no desire of wrestling for like after the next year or something like that.
Yeah.
So he said he's pretty much done within the next year and a half, I think it is. So I'm like, I didn't even bother doing that type of trade, but I only did the one men's trade, just a Chad Gable for Wardlow.
You got any other ones too?
Not for the women, no.
For the men.
Men, no, it was just that one.
All right, I got 3 for the women.
See, I only did one.
So, you want me to go?
I don't. Tim, you want to
I'll
go
go
with your
here.
woman?
Hikaru Shida
Okay.
for Bianca Belair.
Hmm.
I think Hikaru would do really well over there in WWE. I feel like they don't use her really much in AEW anymore.
I don't think that they haven't used her much recently at all. I just don't. I'd have to see because I don't know how because I think she would just kind of fall in behind Io and Asuka.
Okay.
They'll be like, oh, it's just another Japanese female wrestler, but she's not as good as Io or Asuka, and maybe not. This is not my opinion. This is what I think people would possibly say. Is that she's not as good as Io, Asuka, and probably not as good as Kairi Sane either.
So,
but I'm like,
that's what kept me from trading Yuka
Sakazaki.
Yeah, because I thought about that too, and I was just like, no. But yeah, I would have to see it. I wouldn't, I think, I think Bianca's thriving in WWE. So,
right.
But what you got? Or you want me to go?
I'll go. I went Thunder Rosa for Asuka. I think Thunder Rosa's time in AEW's she's kind of like not at that level
I
with
thought
them
about
anymore.
Thunder Rosa a lot too, but I couldn't think of who exactly to trade her for.
And I would like to trade her for Asuka. They're both former champions, so it's not like you're saying, oh, you're trading someone for a top one for a nobody.
Right.
Both former champions. Thunder Rosa is solid, a very good wrestler. I would just love the matches that I feel Asuka could have with some of these women.
Right.
Yeah, over the AEW.
Yes.
I think for who I have, I think it's time for this girl to move on from AEW. And so I have Britt Baker being traded for Piper. I feel like WWE is not doing Piper justice.
They're not doing Piper justice at all.
She's an amazing wrestler.
She's incredible.
So I
was a fan of her years ago.
So I feel she would be great in AEW.
I agree.
Yeah. So, and I think Britt Baker, I just think it's time to just
from AEW. I actually was going to do a trade with Britt, but I had heard a rumor that she was already gone, so I was like, I'm not going to include Britt.
Right. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know.
See, that's a rumor, so it may not be true.
Right.
But I heard that she is gone.
Right.
So I didn't make a trade with her. But Britt for Piper, that's a good trade.
I have two more trades though.
Okay.
So also have Kairi Sane for Mariah May. I think I think she should be bigger in WWE too.
I agree.
Mariah May, I just couldn't think of who else to trade her for. So I was like, at least take someone who I think will survive in WWE.
Yeah, Mariah May would work well in WWE.
Yeah.
That's not a bad trade.
Yeah. And then my last one is Candice LeRae for a bag of Sun Chips, which no one likes. Just kidding.
Hey,
she's so boring.
Hey, cheddar Sun Chips aren't bad, but yeah,
she's so boring. I'm sorry. I want her off my TV.
You throw a shade at her like that. You said Candice LeRae for a bag of Sun Chips.
Not good chips, just the Sun Chips.
Oh my goodness. The hate boner you have for Candice LeRae.
She's so boring. I'm sorry. She's so boring. She's the personality of a wet paper bag.
Oh my God.
You have such a hate boner for her.
I'm sorry, that's all. Her husband's amazing, dude.
Her husband is amazing. Oh my goodness.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Tag teams?
Tag teams. I'll start it off. I got WWE will get the Guns, Colton and Austin Gunn.
For who?
AEW gets the War Raiders.
Motherfucker. Oh, I'm sorry. You almost had my trade down pat. I have two trades and you almost had it. I had a Private Party for the War Raiders. Just because I would love to see the War Raiders dominate in AEW.
Yeah.
And Private Party, I would love to see like them against like the why am I blanking on her name?
Street Profits.
Yeah, Street Profits, and like some of their other tag teams, and I just think they need like the War Raiders are great, but they're like such a dominant tag team. WWE doesn't really have anyone to face them right now.
Yeah.
So I think I would rather see them in AEW and have another, you know what I mean, not half flying, but another athletic tag team in WWE.
Okay.
And then I had the guns for Los Garza. I just want to get rid of Los Garza.
That's a lopsided trade. WWE's making out on that.
I know. I watch more WWE.
All right. For a tag team, I got what's it called? DIY.
Okay.
Bring them over for Young Bucks.
I hate the Young Bucks.
I know you do,
I hate
but
the Young Bucks.
I'm over them now. I'm over the Young Bucks.
I feel like that's a. I mean, but the Young Bucks are AEW.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just
at one point, so was Cody Rhodes.
That's true. That's very true.
But I'm okay with bringing Young Bucks over to WWE.
I mean, can they take one of the SmackDown tag teams? Not DIY. They're great.
But yeah, that's what I would do for the tag team.
Can they have Pretty Diddley instead?
You really don't like the Young Bucks.
They're just. I don't dislike them. Yes, I do. They're just not. I don't know.
See, they grew on me when they first started to get big. I didn't like them because you and I had pretty much the same opinion that they just did other people's stuff and tried to make it their own.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, no, you're just basically a copy of DX / Hardy / NWO. Like,
it feels like their matches don't really tell a story. Like it's just spot.
See,
spot.
That's the way I felt back then too.
I haven't watched them recently to be fair. So
I will say the stuff that they like the series they had with FTR was really good.
Well, yeah, it's FTR.
Yeah, it is FTR. They had a good story with Sting and Darby.
Okay.
Like, so they can tell a really good story when they want to.
Well, like I said, I haven't watched them in the last few years.
Right.
But yeah, before AEW started, my opinion of them was exactly the same as yours. They're spot monkeys and they just steal other people's stuff.
Yeah.
But they grew on me as I watched more and more AEW.
Yeah. Well, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
But that's about all I have.
Yeah,
that's all the trades I have. I there's just one thing I knew I wasn't doing. I wasn't trading Willow Nightingale.
No,
Willow's staying in AEW with me.
Yeah.
Willow's great.
Yeah,
I fucking love Willow Nightingale. And Toni Storm staying right where she's at, because Toni Storm.
I thought about it, but I was like, I would have to trade like Toni Storm for like Charlotte or something. I'm like, and I was like,
I would not take that trade. If I'm representing AEW, I'm not taking that fucking trade.
What about Serena Deeb for damn it, now my mind just went blank now. Crap. She's over in W and I can't think of it now. It'll come back to me eventually, but it was Serena. I can't think of the girl's name now for some reason. Oh, Bailey.
Serena Deeb for Bailey.
Yeah.
I think that's lopsided towards AEW. AEW's making out on that one. Bailey's fucking fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I like Serena Deeb, but Serena Deeb's kind of bland as a character.
Just like Dean Malenko?
Yes.
Dean was a hell of a wrestler, though.
Yes.
So
is she.
Oh, okay.
So is she. She's literally Dean Malenko.
Oh, okay.
They actually call her the professor and called her the woman of 1,000 holds. Like, yes, she
Arm
is.
Bar.
She is that good. Don't get me wrong. She's a great technician, but character-wise, she's kind of weak.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to see Swerve versus Trick.
Yeah, we still got to do our fantasy booking of a AEW versus WWE crossover event.
That's coming. I think that's next month or something.
Did we do that? Is that on the schedule?
It's on the schedule. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
It's coming.
Okay. Well, is that all we got for that?
Yeah.
That's all I got for that.
Toss in the comments what y'all fantasy would be.
Yeah, well, what trade would y'all make? Try to make them fair. Don't say, hey, I'm getting Swerve Strickland and you know, WWE gets Swerve Strickland and AEW will get Joe Blow from down the street who's never won a match. Like, come on, let's try to make them fair trades.
Yeah. Like Kansas LeRae for a bag of chips. Sun chips. Doritos would be too much. I would never take that if I was AEW.
Oh my goodness.
The hate boner. Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying. Trash takes.
Yeah, trash takes.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first because we kind of touched on this previously, so I know, Quentin, you're going to agree with me. But Batman does more harm than good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He could do much more for the city of Gotham as Bruce Wayne than he could ever do as Batman.
This is
the existence of Batman just creates more chaos.
Yes.
Yes. This is a fact.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is a good take. Absolutely. You ain't arguing with me on that one.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I knew Quentin was going to agree with me.
Yeah. I'm not even a Batman hater. I like Batman.
I like Batman too, but the fact of the matter is,
the ideology of Batman is very stupid to me, though.
And the fact of the matter is, you could completely revitalize that entire city with the money, the vast wealth that you have. You can medicine, law enforcement, mental health, technology. Like, he could just revamp everything in that city if he chose to.
Yeah. And a lot of his rogues, like,
exist because of him.
Yeah, but their reasoning behind, like, why they are the way they are is valid.
Right.
I mean, then there's a Joker who's just psychotic, you know.
Yeah, but his existence is kind of bred by Batman being there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the way Heath Ledger said it in The Dark Knight. He's like, I won't kill you, or like, you won't kill me because you're some sort of antiquated philosophy, and I won't kill you because you're just too much fun.
Yeah.
Right.
We're destined to do this forever. So he's literally like, I'm here because you are.
Yeah.
If you weren't here, I'd have no reason to be here.
Right.
He'd run off to find someone who can give him the attention and desire that he wants.
Yeah.
And as soon as you figure out, oh, well, this place ain't the place to do it, let me go somewhere else. Let's see what Superman's about over there. Let's see, like, as long as I don't go killing his pregnant wife.
I'm about to say, we see what happened with that.
Yeah,
We
fact.
seen what happened with that. Superman was not about not killing anymore.
But like, yeah, Batman literally, with Bruce Wayne with his money, can fix most of the people's problems. Poison Ivy, I'm worried about the environment. Here's some money. Tell me your ideas on how we can fix it. Let's work on it. Mr. Freeze, I'm just trying to heal my wife. Hey, here's some money for your research. Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Most of the other rogues galleries, Victor Zsasz, you're a psychotic. Here's some mental health stuff to get you get you mentally stable.
No, just put him down
That too.
with the Joker.
The Joker might just need to be put down.
Yeah.
But almost every other, hey, Two-Face, you went through a traumatic event. You need mental health counseling. Maybe some top-notch plastic surgery.
Yeah. You got the money for it, so absolutely.
Exactly. And the it's not only that he just got the money. His company has hands in everything.
Right.
That woman's a thief who he's friends with.
Yeah.
Here's some money. Stop it.
Stop it.
Like,
Stop it.
Now you're rich. You don't need to rob people anymore.
No, facts.
Yeah, or you don't need to steal, I should say. But
Yeah.
no, I agree.
Penguin, he's a crime lord. Okay, well, we'll get rid of the crime, have the police force properly equipped, properly paid.
Think about all the technology he uses that could benefit the police.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like,
Exactly.
but no, I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna run around in the dark at night while making some little boy dress in bright colors so that he could be the target.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree 100%.
Horrible.
Yeah. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So this is for particularly the parents of high school kids. Okay. Hold on. If you have to call the coach because your kid isn't getting playtime, it is probably one of three things. One, your kid doesn't pay attention and has no clue what they're doing when they get out there. Two, your kid has a bad attitude, bad body language, or is just uncoachable. Or three, and the most likely, your kid sucks. And you have to accept that your kid sucks. I get it. You want to think your kid is the best. They're probably not, because if they were, the coach will put up with some of the crap. 9 times out of 10, your kid just sucks. You might think, oh, well, my kid is the best kid on the team. No, they're not. And other players will tell them, will tell you, your kid sucks. If you have to call a coach, your kid is just accept that I'm not the coach to call. So my head coach said, hey, if a parent asks you why their kid isn't playing, direct them to me because he knows I have no decorum. And I'll tell you that your kid sucks. And I'll show you the film on why your kid sucks. Because now we have not only practice film, we have game film, we have everything. And I will show you this is why your kid sucks. This is why your kid won't play. I have never in my life thought to call a coach because my kid wasn't playing. Never in my life have I thought to do that. I will just be like, I'll tell my daughter, or I'll ask her, are you doing what you're supposed to do at practice? Are you showing that you're better than the next person? Because if you're not, sit your ass on that bench and get better. At no point do I ever think to call the coach. Like, the coaches see your kid. No one is out here trying to hold your kid back. Your kid probably just isn't good. And that's okay. We need McDonald's workers. We need cashiers. Not every kid is going to go to college and play a sport. Personally, we need more McDonald's workers because I'm tired of sitting in the drive-thru for 30 minutes to get my son's chicken nuggets.
You must go in the evening.
It's any time of the day.
They usually at lunchtime, they be on it.
It's always terrible. So, know your kid's limitations, and I get it. Your, C average kid needs something to hold on to. Have they tried chess?
Which is a great game, by the way.
It is. It's a great game. It's a great game. Or, even better, esports is starting to work in college. They don't always have to be an athlete on the field. It's okay. There's all people in all walks of life. Not everyone was good at sports. And if you're calling about your kid probably isn't good. That's all I have to say.
First of all, I 100% agree with that statement. As a person who has coached high school sports, I have had those type of questions levied at me and at the other the head coach and whatnot. And one of the best things that I heard happen before is I heard a parent come up to the head coach and say, my son should be starting at X position. The head coach said, okay. He asked the kid in front of the mom, that kid, and that kid all start at over at that position. Which one are you better than? The kid couldn't give an answer.
I remember my junior year in high school. we had a dad come up and he was telling the coach off, and he's like, I'll move my son to another school. And I remember we were all standing there and we was like, hey, your son sucks. like, no, he shouldn't be starting. He's awful. And he's like, I'll take him to, I went to Perry. I'll take him to Oliver. And we're like, okay, he's still not going to start here.
Right.
like, dude, and I will tell you, and I've learned that, especially girls, they will tell you when a player sucks. Like my captain, I asked her, I was like, we sent out the first initial roster, which wasn't true. It was just like who was showing up to practice, and we had them in starting spots. And I was like, she was like, oh, I got a problem with this. And I was like, well, you're a starter. What problem do you have? And she pointed out the other girl. She was like, she better not see varsity. And I was like, well, she wasn't going to. But
wow.
I mean, she still won't.
Okay.
But I'm like, the girls will really tell you.
Oh, boys tell you too.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say the team will tell you.
The boys are terrible. The boys are horrible.
Yeah. So and I'm like,
I be having to tone them down a little bit. Like, dog, you're a corner. You have no right to be telling this lineman that he sucks.
Right.
When you can't do what he has to do either.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sit there and be like, dude, you got to block that guy. And you can't do it either.
I have a girl on my team. Her parents feel as though she is the best player. And I'm like, she is the second worst player on my defense. And I've tried to help out and move her around to different positions to help her. Didn't want to listen. So now, instead of being the fourth best player at one position, you're the eighth best player at your position.
That's one thing that baffles me. That people will legitimately be like, I would rather, in two different ways. One, they'll be like, I would rather sit the bench on varsity than start in JV. That's baffling.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll say, I would rather sit the bench at corner instead of getting in the rotation at safety.
Jesus Christ, he called out the exact positions I was talking about in order.
like that makes no sense.
Yeah.
If you have a chance, I'm taking the chance to play. Like, Wes is going to go walk on as a wide receiver at Kent State. Mm-hmm. I guarantee if they say, hey, we want you to put on 30 pounds and play defensive end, what you think? He'll probably be like, do I get to play? Yeah. Like we legit had people mad about that stuff. We had a kid that was trying to play linebacker, but wasn't athletic enough. Like, we need speed. You ain't got it. We want to play you at defensive end. And he got angry. I'm like, you do understand defensive ends get paid more, right?
Dude, this girl, her parents think that she's the best player. And I'm like, one, she doesn't know the plays. She doesn't focus. She's always has a bad attitude, completely uncoachable. I'm like, but on top of that, I moved her to safety. Was like, hey, try it out. She could have been the fourth safety, had an attitude about it. Okay, well, you're the eighth corner.
Sounds like an all-around bad recipe. Yeah. Disaster.
And I play two corners.
Right.
I have 4 total that get in the varsity game. You're eighth. Guess how many safeties I have? 3. And I play 3 safeties. So if one of them goes down, I have no other safety. That could have been your spot. That's uncoachable.
Yeah.
It's uncoachable. It's stubborn. But parents want to call him. Why isn't my kid playing? I'll bring up the huddle. I'll show you. I have my plays printed out. So I'll be like, look, this is the play. It's labeled in huddle. Here's the coverage we're running. Here's where she should be. Here's where she is.
Right.
See the problem? So, but
yeah.
I'm just saying, I've never had to call a coach about my child. Never would I even want to. And Maya was like, you better not. She was like, that would be embarrassing. She's like, I can't do it on my own. I don't want to do it. I'm like, well.
Feel good. I felt like that one was bothering you there for a second. You just let that one out.
That one was personal.
Understand? Hey, understandable.
No, your turn.
Sorry, my sisters, but we got to stop idolizing Queen Latifah's death scene to set it off.
Come on. Now.
No, I've had it.
Come on. Now.
No.
She went out like a G.
No, she went out like an idiot.
She went out like a G.
She got the lowrider shot up, ruined it, and then tried to take on the whole LAPD. No, no.
She either die or go to jail. That's a hell of a decision.
No. Should have been
die
robbing
or go
banks
to
in the
jail.
first place.
That's a hell of a decision.
No.
What did Killmonger say?
That's better than bondage. But
all right then.
No. That's a whole different situation.
All right then.
No,
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's still bondage.
No, she didn't have to. Well, she chose that life.
And she chose to go out the way she went out.
It was stupid.
That shit was dope.
Everyone was like, she went out like a soldier.
She did.
I understand what you're saying, but considering what the situation she was in, one, she was making sure that the rest of the people got away. So she was kind of like,
she sacrificed herself.
Yeah, I'll sacrifice myself to make sure everyone else gets away. That's one thing. Two, she probably is like, I'm not going to prison. Like this has gotten to a point that I'm not going to get out of this alive because I'm not going to go to prison.
Man, we almost see that in the Captain America movie, like we talked about.
Yeah.
So no, man.
So it's
man.
She's just like, if I'm going to go, let's get this over with. Now, did it have to go to all of that? No, you did robberies. You didn't kill anybody. You'd have probably gotten out in 15 to 20 years.
No, I think they did a lot longer. I think they did a lot longer.
Maybe I don't know.
They
law.
took a lot of money.
I don't know law, so I don't know. So,
I'm assuming too. So.
But I don't think it would have been like life sentence type thing.
I don't know.
But once again, I don't know law, so I could be wrong.
Armed robbery times how many times they did it?
Yeah,
if it's like a minimum of 10 years for like each one.
Yeah, I guess.
They're going to be put away for a while.
Yeah. So, that makes her just be like, I'm not going to just waste away in some prison for the rest of my life. Let's get this over with. So I kind of disagree with you.
And jail sounds awful.
Now, people don't need to be idolizing it like, oh man, she's great. Like, no, recognize it for what it is.
Yeah.
But you can't say she's stupid because
she robbed the bank. She broke the law.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people break the law.
I'm about to say, technically, speeding is breaking the law.
It is, but still, like, I'm just tired of it. Oh, it was heroic. It wasn't heroic.
That I agree with you.
They gotta stop that.
We didn't write these laws.
They gotta stop that. And it's the sisters that say, and I'm like,
she went out the same.
Guys say it too. I mean,
it was.
I think Vivica's death was worse.
It was the same way, but she went out more of a G than Denzel did in Training Day. He tried to drive off. She got out and was busted back.
No.
They both got riddled full of holes. The difference is she was at least trying to take some with her.
See, on that note, actually on your note, Tim, people need to stop idolizing people like that because they idolized her and that. They idolized Training Day, Denzel and Training Day. They idolized Scarface.
Yeah.
Like, stop idolizing these people.
Yeah, they were bad people.
Yeah,
they were bad.
Stop idolizing them.
They're movies.
Yeah, they're movies.
But
which makes it even worse that people idolize these people. Like,
I don't know.
They're fictional characters.
When it comes to entertainment, I look at it differently. You know what I mean? That's why I always like the bad guys.
No, there's a difference between liking the character and then idolizing them.
Oh yeah, I don't idolize it.
Like there's there are those people that be like, man, I want to be like Scarface.
That's weird.
You're an idiot. He died.
Yeah, no, that's weird. No, I'm saying I just I look at so back to like the whole. You didn't finish Attack on Titan, did you?
No.
What are you doing?
Playing Street Fighter.
But back to the whole was Aaron right thing without spoiling it.
I said he was right.
But people were like, oh, so you think it's okay? Yes. Yes, I do think it's okay because it's a fictional world.
Right.
Like, would I think it's okay in the real world? No, but it's not the real world.
Right.
We don't have giant titans running around. So, yes, the decision he made, I agree with in a fictional world. You get what I'm saying? So, like, even like that, like, yeah, if I was robbing banks and I was living that life, yes, you know that is the chance that that's where it can end up to.
Right.
It's either going to end up in death or jail.
Very rarely do you ever get away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But am I a bank robber? No. Because, I mean, if I could put it in a code and, like, not get in trouble, then sure, I would try it.
Put in a code.
Jail sounds awful. I don't want to go there.
Sounds terrible.
Like,
right.
You know, so.
That was my trash take, though.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, I love the movie.
It was a dope scene, though.
It was. I'm just more mad about the lowrider getting shot up.
I could tell.
But that was my take for the week.
I was mad about how many Chevelles they messed up in the other guys.
I'm mad as all the cars they mess up in the Fast and Furious movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm a classic muscle car guy, and they be fucking them up.
Yeah.
That's a fictional world for real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's no physics.
I'm gonna jump over a dam and catch my girlfriend out of the air and land on a car. Okay.
There's gonna be an explosion, but I'll be surrounded by cars and the fire won't hit me.
Family. All right.
Hey, when he turned his car into Tarzan, that was the last. I was like, this is the last thing I'm ever seeing from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. So, was that it?
That's all I got.
So.
Oh, rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Yes.
First thing I ever saw him obviously was Batman, but that was not my favorite Val Kilmer movie. My favorite Val Kilmer movie is obviously when he played Chris in Heat.
I don't think I've ever seen Heat.
Man, he was De Niro's right-hand man. Unbelievable in that movie. And obviously I liked him in Willow too.
I forgot he was in Willow.
Yeah. Willow and obviously in his Iceman. I didn't watch the new Top Gun movie, but just from what everyone was talking about, I think he died in that movie. Because the way everyone was talking about online. So and then he's played a lot of roles in the 80s and 90s, like Doc Holliday and Tombstone.
Yeah, a lot of people like that as
or whatever. But me, it was Chris. I can't say his last name in Heat because it's a real funky last name, but he was great in Heat. And that shootout scene was fantastic.
Yeah.
But
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Hopefully in 2 weeks we'll have to do that again with someone else because we did with George Foreman 2 weeks ago. Right? And then now Val Kilmer, and then it was crazy because I just watched Heat last week, and I didn't even know he was sick though, because I just happened to Google him, and a couple weeks ago, and they were showing pictures of him, like he had like an ascot on or whatever it was, and I'm like, why is he wearing those? I didn't know he had throat cancer.
Yeah,
so that's why he was wearing that and stuff. So
yeah, I think Jazz told me today he passed away. She was like, oh, he had throat cancer, because I didn't hear. I was like, I just heard he passed, and she was like, oh, he had throat cancer. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, so you see some of the pictures, he was wearing those the thing around his neck and stuff. So but that's all I got.
Very
sweet.
Next time we'll be talking about we'll have the WrestleMania discussion. So
WrestleMania coming up.
Yeah,
big show.
We'll be recording either the day before or the day of WrestleMania. So
of night one,
right before it happens. We'll also be discussing the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, see,
I'll tell you, I already got a problem with it, but I'll talk about that in 2 weeks. Tim will finally catch up on Solo Leveling, so we can talk about it.
Indeed.
And I'll go over some of the things they missed in the Mawa or whatever. We'll also we'll have a discussion on, if you had a choice, what would your first nerd collectible be? I gotta think about that.
Yeah. If you had, unlimited funds, no type of barriers to acquire, what would you want it to be?
All right. Works for me.
Yeah, I gotta think of I got some ideas.
Yeah, I got a couple. Got a couple ideas, but
and I'm sure we'll throw some more things in there. As
Oh
well?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll throw a couple more in there.
We'll talk about Marvel Rivals Season 2.
Yeah, we could probably talk about that in there. Yeah, throw that in there.
Throw that right.
Yeah. We know how much Tim loves Marvel Rivals.
I know, great game.
It's his new Overwatch, so now it's his new obsession.
Yeah, Jazz has been
now he'll put
at it like crazy.
Several thousand hours into Marvel Rivals.
I think I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I already got over 200 hours in already. So
dang, I got like 12.
I probably got somewhere around like 30.
Jazz is probably over
25 probably for you.
Huh?
Jazz is probably over 100.
Yeah, I'm somewhere around 30.
I'm about to go back Assassin's Creed and play that.
I've been hearing so many people talk so well about that game.
Yeah,
it's kind of tempting me to buy it.
Yeah, I meant to buy it. Jazz told me to buy it like last week, and I never got around to it.
Right.
So, but yeah,
maybe I'll buy it next week when I get paid.
All right.
Yeah.
Remember, you guys like, share, and subscribe.
And thank you for those who listen in. We appreciate you all.
Deuces.
Have a good one. Peace.
Mm-mm.